Get Nasty on a Monday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody tuned in. 202, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Got a fun show for you today. A lot of Blues talk, some Cardinals talk, a little football talk as well. First and foremost, Jamie, you got us from L.A.?
Yeah, I got you, boys. How we doing today?
All right. Jamie's locked and loaded. He's ready to go. Let's start off with them Blues. Guys, even though it was a loss yesterday, it was disappointing because you had the 4-game winning streak going. To me, it feels the loss felt different yesterday. When you outshoot the Stars 42-21, you couldn't figure out Jake Ottinger. Your penalty kill unit wasn't great. And unfortunately, Joel Hofer wasn't great. But the loss felt a little different. They were aggressive. They constantly funneled pucks to the net. It just was, maybe it was a little bit of a rundown effect for the Blues who were playing back-to-back nights, but otherwise that loss felt different. Did you guys feel that way?
Well,
compared to earlier in the year, Jamie.
Yeah, no, I felt disappointed, but not for the reasons of the team not playing well. I felt disappointed that they didn't get at least a point out of that game. I mean, let's go back just quickly to the third period. Cam Fowler hits the goalpost. It would have tied the game at 4.
Yeah.
Then puck comes down the other way, and LA ends up scoring. Then they get a power play and score again. Like, it's crazy to think that things could have been completely different had Cam Fowler scored on that play instead of hitting the post. So I thought overall it was a great effort. They played it. They had a 7 o'clock puck drop the night before, 5 o'clock puck drop yesterday. I mean, it's less than 24 hours later. It's a grind. That Dallas Stars team is good. So overall, I think if you're a Blues fan or just the Blues, period, you've got to be happy with what you saw last night.
Jamie, do you feel like the third line had been listening to our show? Because they've been playing really well since we kind of went in on them a couple of weeks ago. Well, last week. They've been playing their butts off.
They bought me a thank you card.
Okay.
Quite honestly. Hey, we want to thank you guys. On behalf of the team, we'd like to thank the Fast Lane for calling us out, taking us to task, and making us better overall. And Carey, I said, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're participating.
I'm proud of us. Look what we can do.
Yeah.
We can inspire.
Yeah.
Some.
Not
somewhere.
all.
No, not all, but somewhere. Carey, Marsh, did it feel different for you guys?
Yeah, I just
watching them last night.
The energy. It even though we talked about this earlier in the year when that team got down early in the year, it felt like, all right, it's over. And I talked about it. I think it was last game when they gave up the goal, or a couple of games ago, when they gave up the goal to tie the game, and then they went back down and scored 2 more against the was it the Capitals? I don't remember, but either way, it was the Capitals.
5-2
You were able to not get down, and although they were down again yesterday, they kept fighting. They kept pulling and pushing in the right direction. And so for me, this team looks like it has a lot of energy. And as you said, Jamie, to play 3 games, to play a game less than 24 hours than you just played, having to travel, all of those things tied in to still show that much effort in a game where you lost, but you're playing against a really good team, but you're starting to see this team turn the corner. I think they've been playing outstanding since they had that break for the Four Nations tournament.
Yeah, I agree with Carey. I think the one thing that was impressive for me, playing 3 games in 4 days and playing against the Dallas Stars team who's really good, you have 42 shots on goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's something that we've been talking about throughout the season is maybe the lack of shots or the lack of opportunities that they give themselves. But it just looks different. Like, this whole week has looked different coming out of the Four Nations break. I was really impressed. I think there were some calls last night that I didn't agree with that maybe – no, I'm not saying like it was the reason the Blues lost, but maybe the game's a little closer. I don't know. Those 2 unfortunate penalties against Jordan Carey kind of made things a little bit more challenging for the Blues late in that game. But overall, at the end of the day, you can't expect them to win every game, right? Like, we got to be realistic here. But they gave themselves an opportunity to be right in the mix when it comes to a playoff spot, and that's all you can ask for out of the Blues.
Well, you can't ask them to win every game, but some people can.
I mean, we could all ask.
It's probably not going to happen.
We could all ask.
Might as well ask.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
All right, win every game, damn it! Yeah.
One thing that we love to do is have Jamie give us his keys to victory. And Jamie you have been very consistent with this. Start fast. Last night, they dominated early. I mean, they outshot the Stars 14-9. It just, Hofer struggled. You did start, you're starting games faster now. You're in games late. You don't have, in my opinion, and really rolling. I went back and I got some numbers I'll share a little bit later on. But since February 1st, this team has been really good. This team's been outstanding in some areas. That's why I mean it feels different when you get into a game last night and they've been rolling. And Jamie, you said it perfectly. It's disappointing. It sucks that they lost because you did create all this momentum. But a loss like that last night compared to maybe in November, it feels much different. It looks much different. 6-3, a complete dismantling. You probably weren't in it early. That's not what it was last night. So at least that's good. Carey, can you share with the class? Or
Marshy saw it too. Didn't you see it?
From
text?
the 618? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of text messages on here, like excuses, no moral victories. Like, I'll be the first person to say when I see an effort that isn't great, like I'll call it out.
Yeah.
It is, but like, again, let's be honest here. This team just clawed their way back into the playoff mix.
Yeah.
And they lose one game to the Stars after playing 3 games in 4 days, going from the road to home, back out onto the road. Like, yeah, there's some things that you probably wish they would have done differently. But at the end of the day, like, they're playing good hockey. They just played a really good team. They played a really good team yesterday. And unfortunately, the penalty kill didn't work the way that they wanted it to. But the penalty kill heading into that game had been pretty damn good.
The 618 says the Blues lost, but they were nice, giving their competitors 6 easy goals. Positive thoughts. hey, you know, I don't know if that's the way.
You know what? Why don't you take a break? Go ahead, take a break from the Blues and go watch your Cardinals. You can wait about a month now. We're less than a month away from the Cardinals starting up the regular season. So take a month off and wait for the Cardinals to start up.
I like this spicy version of Marsh.
What are we doing here?
Well,
it's one game.
I like it.
He feels as though his prediction that he had at 155 a couple of last week is starting to round into shape. Well, Jamie, I don't know if you were here, but Marshy predicted that they were going to win the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
At 155.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he said it. And Anthony and I fell out of my seat. Anthony had to pick me up, but he was adamant that the Blues...
bad too, Carey.
Well, this is true. Yeah. The Blues were going to win the Stanley Cup. 155. I wrote it down. Yeah.
Wow. Marshy, your thoughts?
I actually said maybe playoffs, but if they do win the Stanley Cup, I'll definitely, step up and say that I said that and admit it. But no, the team's playing. They're playing better hockey, and they're playing good hockey at a very important time.
I think some people, guys, they equate when we say anything positive that we're almost like suggesting that they're going to make a run now. It seems locked and low they're going to make a run. I think there's mile markers. And one of the mile markers coming out of the Four Nations tournament was you had to compile points immediately. And that's what they've done. The fact that it's March 3rd and we're having a discussion about the Blues still at least having a shot to get into the playoffs, that's a mile marker of sorts. So just because we're saying, you know what, the loss looked different yesterday compared to earlier in the season, does not mean, hey, we all think that this is a playoff team locked and loaded, ready to go. No team wants a piece of us right now. That's not what we're saying.
No, here's where I'm going with it though, okay? Last night was a really good effort. It was. Joe Hofer had an off period. Didn't work out for him. The penalty kill was a disaster, to say the least. But you did get some scoring from multiple guys. You got some good defensive play. It just fell apart. It is what it is. Now, last night's great effort, the old college try, only matters if you come back here on Wednesday and put together a good game.
Yes.
Because if you lost in Dallas the way you did, and everybody's happy with the way the team worked hard and things like that, great. But you follow that up with another dud effort, then that's the part that you can't have happen. And let's go back about a year in time, a little more than a year, but I'll say roughly a year. The Blues had a game against the Vegas Golden Knights, I believe, or no, the Nashville Predators is what it was. They were trailing the Vegas Golden Knights by 1 point in the standings. Had they won that, they would have leapfrogged into a playoff spot. Ultimately, would they have stayed there? Who the hell knows? But that game that they lost spiraled. And then after that, they became, not irrelevant in the playoff race, but it wasn't long before they were out of the picture. And it just wasn't the same. This trip now, you've got 3 games left on this road trip. In my opinion, you have to take 2 of 3. Do whatever combination you want. You play LA twice and Anaheim once. You have to beat each team. You have to get 2 wins. If you get 2 out of 3 out of this road trip, it puts you 2 for 4, 500 on the actual road trip, which isn't great, but still, you've salvaged a good spot in the standings, and it keeps you in the dogfight. And I think that Vancouver's kind of flailing a little bit. They're not a great team. They're somewhat dysfunctional. They traded the wrong guy. They traded Miller instead of Pettersson, and everybody's talking about that in the Canadian media and all that stuff. Like, that team is completely catchable in the standings. And the Calgary Flames, I just don't believe in them as a team overall. But if you're the Blues, you have to get 2 out of the 3 that you have left on this road trip.
That's Jamie Rivers from L.A. as the Blues get ready to take on the Kings again coming up. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. John Denton of MLB.com wrote an article that was entitled, "Win Now, Reset, Cards Crossroads Complicates Roster Decisions." Why does it have to be complicated?
Of course it does.
We'll get into it next on 101 ESPN. I just checked, in Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum, they're still running their Love at First Drive sales event. So they've got over 700 used and new vehicles all in one location on Herculaneum. That is something that you already know. But what they're doing is that they've got heavily discounted prices on every vehicle in stock. So we're talking about new Nissans discounted up to $10,000 off with sales prices starting under $23,000 on select models. So maybe you are looking for something that's safe and affordable. Maybe you're not even looking for yourself. You're looking for somebody else in the family. Maybe you got a first-time driver and you don't want to put your son or daughter into something that is not going to be safe, not going to be reliable as, they go to college maybe in a couple of months here. Check out Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. They got 0 down and no payments for 3 months on select used vehicles, no payments for 6 months on select new Nissans right now, plus great low financing rates with terms of up to 84 months. Here's one of the best features that I love about Auto Center's Nissan. They've got 2025 Nissan models coming with their free lifetime warranty. That's right, free lifetime warranty and 3 free oil changes. Plus, you get the peace of mind with their 30-day return promise. Within 30 days, if you're not completely in love with the vehicle or the sales experience, bring the vehicle back. They'll refund you, and they'll set you up with something else. It's Auto Center's Nissan. Tell them Stalter sent you. It's AutoCentersNissan.com. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers live from his hotel in Los Angeles. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody listening. John Denton wrote an article entitled "Win Now, Reset, Cards Crossroads complicates rosters decisions for the Cardinals," and he did that at MLB.com. And really, guys, the article, if you haven't read it, it's just, here's a snapshot. One of the themes in the article is how Arenado coming back impacts what the Cardinals can do at second base and in the outfield. For example, there's a bit of a domino effect. If Arenado plays third, Nolan Gorman, who they seemingly wanted to open up a spot for it at some point during the offseason, Gorman, if you want his bat in the lineup, I'm not sure they do after the spring performance for Gorman, but if they wanted to get Gorman in the lineup, he would play second base. Donovan would be in left, and maybe Newt is in center, as opposed to just starting one of your best defensive center fielders in Michael Ciani or Victor Scott. So Denton talked about that. Another theme was how the Cardinals would love to just have Ivan Herrera be the catcher, but his defensive limitations, perhaps even him being a liability, prevents him from not sharing that time with Pedro Paez. Then there's the pitching staff. Michael McGreevy and Quinn Matthews, who was just assigned to minor league camp. Those guys have impressed, but you've got veterans like Matz, Michaelis, and Fetty that are taking up spots in the rotation. And then finally, there's this thought of, well, is Matthew Liberatore a reliever or a starter? So that question is still going on. Does it have to be complicated, though?
I think some of those questions are answered.
I would think so,
Matthew
too.
Liberatore is not a starter. I love him. Think he's really good in a relief role. We can scratch that out. Are they in a win now mode? No. Yeah, why would you think that?
They didn't sign anybody this offseason. How could be a win now mode?
It's the same damn team minus Goldschmidt. Why would you think you're in a win now? Well, who the hell thinks that?
Guys, they had 83 wins last year.
You're welcome.
Who the hell thinks they're in a win now? If that's the mindset you're going with, you're probably going to fail. You're in a rebuild. I don't even think it's a retool, but if you want to call it that, that's cool. For me, it's a rebuild. You are starting over, not completely starting over, but you're adding players that are new players that have been in your organization. Victor Scott or Michael Ciani, in my opinion, should be your everyday starting center fielder. Mason Wynn is a second-year player. Jordan Walker is going to get his first opportunity to be an everyday starter. What you do with Nolan Gorman, who knows? He's been not really good this spring. So does he get an opportunity? Who knows? Ivan Herrera is going to be, or Paez is going to be a first-time everyday catcher. Wilson Contreras is going to be a first-time everyday first baseman. This is a rebuild. You are putting people in positions that they haven't been in years prior. So for me, it is a rebuild, and to think that it could even possibly be a win now sounds ridiculous to me. And it's okay to start over. Like, there is nothing wrong with starting over with younger guys and trying to make your franchise a viable playoff team for the future. But this notion that, we can are you what? That's why you kept Ryan Helsley when you should have traded him last year. That's why you kept Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt a year prior, probably longer than you should have. This notion that you need to win now. You're not a win now team. Accept it, deal with it, process it, and move on. That's what you do.
Jamie? You win now? Are we kidding here? You could barely win last year. So, yeah, I don't think this team got better in the offseason. I mean, you let a Hall of Fame first baseman walk, and although he didn't have a great season as for Paul Goldschmidt standards, I believe he still led your team in home runs last year. That just shows you what you don't have now this year. So I don't think anybody in their right mind could think that this is a win-now team. I just don't see it, especially with the rotation that you've got. Like, Sonny Gray and who? Like, Palante, steady. But after that, you're like, I have no idea. You're crossing your fingers that you hope you get good starts out of these guys every time through or every 5 days. Yeah. So, yeah, no, this is not a win now. This is I don't know what it is. It's a mess. It's not a rebuild. It's not a retool. There's no transition because we talked about the other day, you've only got like 3 or 4 young guys actually on the team. And now with more young guys being sent down to minor league camp and not breaking camp with the big club, just goes to show you that they're really not going to give opportunity to some of the younger guys like Quinn Matthews and Jerpy and things like that. Like, these guys should have got some more major league innings, and maybe they will before all's said and done. I don't know. But I don't see this as a win now.
To me, this is all because you were in a win now in the past. You were in a win now mindset with a team that was not ready to win now. And that's why you're in this situation, because you have no idea what any of these guys can do. You have no clue. We haven't really seen it. Other than like a few people, we don't know what this team is. And so they're trying to figure it out now. They are the farthest thing from win now. But that doesn't mean that they can't have some luck throughout the season and maybe scratch their way into a playoff spot. I'm interested to see what this looks like. But I don't think you can compare these teams to, or this team to, some of the other teams in Major League Baseball and say that they're in a win-now mode. I mean, they're the farthest thing from that.
In defense of the Cardinals, I do think they had a game plan heading into the offseason where they were going to shed a lot of this salary and create those open spots. They had a deal with the Houston Astros to send Nolan Arenado there. He nixed it. Okay. They pivoted. They were at least talking to the Yankees and the Red Sox. We know that. Neither team was interested, or at least more interested, in either the internal options they had, i.e. the Yankees, or Alex Bregman, i.e. the Red Sox. So Arenado stays. I think there was at least some discussion about whether or not they were going to trade Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras. Both guys said, no, thank you. We'd like to be here in St. Louis. Okay. So now moving forward, Michaelis, who has no value, let's just be real. Steven Matz, who has no value, let's just be real. And Eric Fetty, you can hold on him. If you're going to hold on everybody else, you might as well hold on Fetty. So in fairness to the Cardinals, I do think the game plan got blown up as soon as Arenado nixed the deal at Houston. Now, should they have had a better pivot? We could have that discussion. But at some point, I mean, we do have to recognize that it takes two to tango. They can't just say, hey, got these players here. Go ahead. Well, give me fair market value and come get them. It doesn't work that way.
Are you sure that there weren't other teams? Because the Cardinals have made it clear that they don't want the salary. Mm-hmm. So, and Jamie, I'll give you credit because you said this time and time again. Is it about a salary dump or a youth movement? Because if it's about a youth movement, you would have held on to some of that salary to get Nolan Arenado off of the roster.
Sure.
So there's a potential that there were other teams that were intrigued, but they're like, we're not taking that. Why the hell would we take the bulk of the salary? You want to get rid of him.
Right.
And now you're saying, well, we'll just hold on to him, because it was never about the youth movement. It was solely about getting money off of the books, because they've stunk the last couple of years and they haven't performed well. And that means people haven't showed up and they're losing money in that area. And they're saying, well, only way to prevent ourselves from losing more money is to dump this salary and get this guy off the books. Oh, nobody wants him.
Yeah.
Or nobody wants to take this salary. So now we're stuck. And you're nowhere. You're on both sides of the fence. You haven't picked a side yet.
True.
You're straddling the fence.
Yeah, it's the same thing as last year. You have a veteran guy playing first base. The only thing that really opened up was that you have a catcher now that can play catcher more. Mm-hmm. And Ivan Herrera. Pedro Paez was getting playing time last year.
Yeah.
You know, like nothing's changed.
Right. I think the most frustrating thing is sending Quinn Matthews down to, reassigning him to minor league camp when he has looked impressive dating back to last year. It's not just spring training. He has impressed in high A, in double A, in triple A. They would know better if he needs more seasoning in the minors than I would. But one thing that really stands out, and they talk about it, is how he attacks hitters. He's a pitcher. He's not a thrower. He's not somebody that's trying to throw at 95 plus and get out by the fourth or fifth inning. This is somebody that's sinking through the game as a young player. I want to see more of those guys. I want to see more pitchers than throwers. So you have one of these kids, and if this was a true retool or rebuild, you could say, hey, we're going to roll the dice. It might be a little early, but we're going to roll the dice here because there's going to be some growing pains, but this kid's going to be phenomenal maybe in a year or two. But instead, you've got him blocked, you've got McGreevy blocked, you've got some other young pitchers blocked. Why? For what? Michaelis, Matz, and Fetty, at least to start the year? That is more disappointing to me than the position player, merry-go-round that we have here, or musical chairs, I should say, to use a different children's game. That's what's frustrating to me.
Good game,
but like Jamie, you just said this about 5 minutes ago. You said, for now. For now, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if these guys can stay healthy. We'll see if the Cardinals have any huevos rancheros to move on from a guy like Michaelis if he's dreadful early in the season, and we'll see if maybe Fedde has some trade value early and they can move him. We'll see. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So at least one big movement in the NFL. That's going to be part of our four downs, NFL four downs, next in the Fastlane on 101 ESPN.
When it comes time to sell your home, you're going to want a reliable, experienced, and trusted agent to sell your home because the market is always changing. And right now, there'll be a lot of houses that hit the market. You're going to want to make sure that your home is priced accordingly, and you're going to want to pick the best person to sell it for you. Let me help you out. That's real estate agent Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria understands all of the things I just talked about, and she's going to price your home to make you the most money possible, but also get you to the closing table and get that house sold for you as fast as she possibly can. Now, how can she do that? One way that she can do it is she's got a database with thousands of ready buyers that will drive traffic to your listing. Hopefully that creates a lot of showings, maybe multiple offers, and ultimately more money in your pocket at the end of the day. And that's what Gloria Liu wants. She wants to sell your home and get you as much money as she possibly can. So please call her. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number's 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues' 4-game win streak comes to a close as they lose yesterday in Dallas to the Stars by a final score of 6-3. They'll head out to Los Angeles to take on the LA Kings. You can listen to that game on Wednesday. Pregame starts at 8:30. Puck drop is at 9:30. We'll talk with our Blues insider from The Athletic, Jeremy Rutherford, at 3 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. But coming up next, we're going to do NFL 4 Down, some NFL news heading your way. That's coming up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Time for our NFL 4 Downs here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. Jamie will be back in a second here. Let's get to first down.
First down.
Big news over the weekend. The 49ers dealt Deebo Samuel to the Washington Commanders. So I feel as though this is one of those where there's smoke, there's fire. And I feel like there has been smoke billowing in Santa Clara with Deebo Samuel for several years now. Now, I know he signed the deal, but remember he had held out and he'd want to be dealt. They figured out, a way to make him happy, at least for a season or two. But now he winds up with the Commanders for draft pick compensation. It sounds like the 49ers are going to receive a 5th-round pick in the deal. Let's start with the Washington side of things, because I think that one is kind of easier to break down.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is somebody that can do it all.
Yep. They just got better. I mean, you take the Rookie of the Year in Jaden Daniels. You have Terry McLaurin. They have Zach Ertz, who had a really good season this year. They got a team, and you add a Deebo Samuel. Like, now you're putting pressure on defenses to figure out who are we going to stop. And then you can also, we saw a lot of Deebo Samuel in the backfield as well. I know they got Brian Robinson. They got Austin Eckler was there last year. They got some guys that did a great job. But I've explained that when you put a receiver in the backfield, it throws the defense out of whack.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know, are we playing man? If so, do I bring a corner into the box and move a linebacker out? Man to man. If he moves, I got to have somebody to cover him. But if you got a corner in the box, guess what? We can run the ball with Deebo Samuel. So he adds an element of toughness, of grit, of just, a football player that you want on your roster. He reminds me a lot of like Anquan Bolden. Like, just grit, toughness.
Yeah.
He does a little bit more, and obviously he can run the ball, but Anquan was just a gritty, tough competitor and a great player, complementary to the great receiver that they had at Larry Fitzgerald. So, I think you get those two on the same page. Again, Jaden Daniels had an outstanding year last year. They did some things last year that no one expected from them. You add Deebo Samuel, it is going to be a really good team.
Deebo Samuel reminds me of a less durable Hines Ward. Somebody that you can line up all over the place. Like Hines wasn't a running back, but
no,
Hines was he was just a
one of the
football
best blockers
player.
we had.
Yeah, he was a great blocker. He'd go over the middle, he'd catch. You can move him around as a weapon. But Deebo Samuel, you already broke it down perfectly. But to add Deebo to Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels, he's not a fit for every team.
Right.
If he went to a team that has a questionable play caller, I would hesitate with this. But he's going to Cliff Kingsbury. Say what you want about Cliff as a head coach. The man can scheme up some. He's got a great offensive playbook.
Yeah.
He's got a great offensive mind.
He's gonna do a great job with it.
Yeah. So I think Deebo Samuel, good fit for Washington.
On the flip side,
Second down.
Well,
On the flip side,
yeah,
with
the
49ers now.
I think that they are trying to just move money off of the books because they got to pay Brock Purdy here shortly. And I think that that's what it boils down to. I've said this time and time again, when you have a quarterback on a rookie contract, God bless you. Hopefully you can win a Super Bowl and do all of the things that you're capable of doing. The Seattle Seahawks are the perfect example of that. Once they had to pay Russell, the whole defense just dismantled.
Yeah.
Because you can't afford to keep people around. Same thing in Pittsburgh with the Steelers when they paid Ben. Like, when you pay the quarterback, it's a wrap. It's hard to keep those guys around, and they know they have to pay this tax coming up soon called the Brock Purdy tax.
Yeah.
And so you're talking about moving Debo. They've said some maybe possibly moving Brandon Ayuk as well. Like, they're trying to get money off of the books, and hopefully Pearsall and Jennings can do the same things that Debo and Ayuk had done in the past few years.
You talk about it. Jamie, do you feel like the 49ers are going into a rebuild? Like they're on the cusp of a rebuild?
No, I don't think so yet. Although what Carey just said is kind of what I was thinking too, is you have to start shedding some salary to pay for your quarterback. And then, where do you stop? I think that, Christian McCaffrey, one of the best players in the NFL, but he can never stay healthy. Now you've traded, or you're going to trade Deebo Samuel off to wherever. I don't know. Maybe a year from now, it's a teardown. Like if Christian McCaffrey has another year where he barely plays, he's half the games, or finishes the season on the IR, then I think you're screwed.
Yeah.
I think you're screwed at that point. And, because you got Brock Purdy, but is Brock Purdy a quarterback that you can build around? Or is he a guy that plays well with what you've got built around him?
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out in a year or two, because it's all going to come to a head at some point. But I don't think they're in a rebuild yet. They're not in that mode yet. I still think they're in a win-now mode.
The good news is that you have Kyle Shanahan. So this is somebody that can do more with less.
Yeah.
Like Deebo Samuel's a really good player, but Deebo Samuel, again, isn't a fit on every team. He's not a prototypical number one wide receiver. Line him up in the perimeter, you're good.
Right.
Yeah, this isn't Jamar Chase. This isn't Justin Jefferson. But he's highly effective in the right system. So enter somebody else, whether it's Ricky Pearsall or they go through the draft. I think Kyle Shanahan can make it work in his offense. He can make it work with second rounders, third rounders, undrafted players. I don't think they have to have necessarily high end talent. I think Shanahan will make it work. But like you said, CD, they're going to have not only Brock Purdy, they got some defenders that are coming up too that need some big deals.
Third down.
The Athletics' Alec Lewis is reporting that the two likeliest landing spots for Sam Darnold are believed to be the Raiders and the Giants. Makes sense. Both teams need quarterbacks. You don't know what the Raiders are. I think they're picking 7th or 8th, so they may not have a chance to get Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward, the two top quarterbacks in this year's draft. So that makes sense. My question is this, though. Why wouldn't the Steelers be highly interested in Sam Darnold? Because what else are you going to do? You're not going to run it back with Russ.
You're going to run it back with one of them.
Oh, sweet.
I'm pretty sure.
Marion Joseph.
I think that they have made the decision that they've talked about it. One of those two will be back on the roster more than likely. Omar Khan, the GM, has said they've been in talks with either Russell or Justin Fields is returning. And so if that's the case, that's probably QB1. And they're not going to cost as much as what Sam Darnold is going to need. Because if you go out and get Sam Darnold, I think he had an outstanding year this year. Is that an outlier, or is that who he was? Is that because of the style of offense that he was in, or is he that level of quarterback? We'll find out this upcoming season wherever he signs.
Yeah.
If he stinks, we'll say, well, he was in a really good offense, had a really good offensive coordinator and head coach that kind of helped him along the way. But if you're the Steelers and you do that and you pay that amount of money and it doesn't work out, you're right back where you started. Whereas if you pay something for Russell or Justin Fields and it's a lot lower than what you would pay for Sam Darnold, and maybe you draft a quarterback in this upcoming draft, or try to wait to another year and find that quarterback in next year's draft, I think you're in a better position than paying a Sam Darnold who is going to have a lot of money on your books, and you just don't know exactly what he is.
What if it's Baker money, though, Jamie? Like, what if they pay him Baker Mayfield money? That's not going to break the bank.
$35 million, 40?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
See, Carey, I just don't agree with you right now when it comes to the Steelers, because the biggest knock on the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, maybe not Mike Tomlin, but at least the Steelers, is that he's never had a losing season. Great, but he's been 500 or one game above 500 for how many years now? And they've been unable to do anything substantial in the playoffs. And if you run it back with Russ and Justin Fields, like, you're basically telling your fan base the same thing. Hey, we're going to hope for one game above 500, maybe two for luck. We're going to squeak our way into the playoffs. It feels like almost Cardinals-esque what they're doing in Pittsburgh right now, just running it back to stay in the middle all the time. And what are they going to get in a draft? Because they're always in the middle, they're going to draft some middling quarterback. They're not going to get a high-end guy. And I'm not saying Sam Darnold is the next coming of Tom Brady by any means. Mm-hmm. We saw his flaws towards the end of the season, and who knows if that carries over. But he gives you way more than what Russell Wilson and Justin Fields do at this point. It'd be worth a shot for a year or two to see what he is in Pittsburgh, because the Vikings showed that with good coaching and good teammates around him, he can be a really good quarterback. Can Pittsburgh do the same? And maybe I'm not even saying Sam Darnold is the ultimate answer, but I think running it back with what you've got is not the answer.
Good coaching, offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. You like the Steelers' offensive coordinator?
I do not, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you like the play caller for the Minnesota Vikings?
Mm-hmm. My head coach.
Yeah. Pretty good?
Yes, he's excellent.
Vastly different?
Yeah.
That's my only problem. If you sign a Sam Darnold and you're not getting that same level of coaching or that same level of offensive mindset, offensive genius, whatever you want to call it, you're doing what the Cardinals do. You sign a free agent that can't play in your system, and you spent a whole lot of money, and now you really restart the program over. You restart everything. So if you're going to run it back, Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, I would rather have that than going out and signing Sam Darnold and having to pay him a ton of money. And I just don't know. I've seen more bad years from Sam Darnold than I have good years.
Baker's making 33, by the way.
Yeah, 30 to 35.
So, but Carey, let's attack this from a different angle then. Let's attack this from what you just said. And you just said flat out, you're like, oh, the offensive coordinator is the problem. And this. So what the hell's Mike Tomlin doing then?
Hey.
Fire the damn guy. If he's not the right guy, what?
I don't know. I don't know if he's. I don't think he's Kevin O'Connell in calling plays.
No, but that's my point. So it doesn't matter who you put under center. If you have the same offensive coordinator 3 years from now, you're still going to be going through the same struggles. So I guess I will blame Mike Tomlin then for some of this mess.
I love what Sam Darnold did last year for my Vikings. If I'm any of these teams, I'm not signing him. For the amount of money that he will command, I'm not signing him.
You'd rather go Russ?
I would go with Russ because of what he's making. Because I don't think the Steelers are going to do anything anyways.
So you'd rather go with the...
Sam Darnold ain't winning you a Super Bowl.
Well, neither, but this, if we're talking about the Steelers, you're in a spot where nobody...
Right, but you're giving less money to a quarterback than Sam Darnold, to where you're then pushing that timeline back.
Okay, but I'd rather go with... Really, we're talking about an unknown with Sam Darnold coming off an excellent year.
I don't think he can... I genuinely don't think he can replicate that without the guys that he was just with, Kevin O'Connell and Shanahan.
That's fair. I know Russell Wilson can duplicate what he did last year.
Okay. But here's the thing. To Marshy's point, I agree. To Marshy's point, if none of those three quarterbacks are going to win you a Super Bowl, why the hell would I pay more for that position? Why would I force that on myself?
Why are the Bucs paying Baker Mayfield?
They must believe he can help them to a Super Bowl.
Well, but you have to, at some point, you have to,
Baker Mayfield is better than Sam Darnold.
Then you know what?
Yeah. And he's proven it.
Why not run it back? Why don't you get the worst possible quarterback, tank the season, and then get into the top 10?
Not a bad idea, Anthony.
Right.
That might cost Mike Tomlin his, by a losing season. Can't have that.
Can't have that, Jamie. All right, we'll go real quick here. Go ahead.
Fourth down.
T. Higgins was assigned the franchise tag. So, I mean, hey, if you're going to go all in, you're going to tell Joe Burrow that you got his back and all that stuff, you might as well franchise T. Higgins.
Yeah, you got to pay him, man.
Defense.
And Jamar Chase got to get paid. So I don't know how they gave him the franchise tag for the second year in a row with plans of giving him a long-term contract, but you also got to pay Jamar Chase, who's going to end up being the highest paid receiver in NFL history. It's his time, and he's shown that he deserves it. I don't know how you're able to pay anyone else. Trey Hendrickson probably gone. You're probably not going to be able to adapt or make that offensive line any better, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how the Bengals try to play this out. But I know Burrow wants Higgins and Chase to be as his receivers because it just alleviates a lot of things, a lot of problems that they have.
Jason the Snake Pits at Anthony C. 2024 offseason QB signing for the Atlanta Falcons in reference to the Sam Darnold. Kirk was coming off the Achilles. Falcons had the 7th overall pick. Like, that was just dumb. What they did was just stupid.
It wasn't. It was
to sign Cousins.
It was
just
insurance.
stupid.
They didn't know Penix was going to be there. Nobody knew.
Somebody was going to be there.
Not the one that they wanted.
Well, doesn't
Anthony?
matter now.
It doesn't.
Kirky's going to be a Brown
There you go.
in about
Probably
a month. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. TD, don't take that away from me because you're in a bad mood. Marsh has got what's trending next on 101 ESPN. In 3 days, we've got Arch Madness. We've got the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament in 3 days, and you can take the family down to Enterprise Center and enjoy some fun basketball. The Missouri Valley Conference Arch Madness, it's always a great event. The tournament is Thursday through Sunday, starts this Thursday with Session 1. Sunday, we'll have the championship game. Again, it's all at Enterprise Center. It's one of the best St. Louis based sports events of the year. Like I said before, you can take the entire family. For $104, you can buy the family fun pack. And what that is 4 single session tickets, 4 large popcorns, 4 regular sodas. Again, you can take the entire family, or maybe you take some friends, go down to the Enterprise Center and watch Drake. You can watch Northern Iowa, Bradley. Maybe you're an alum of one of the teams that's playing this weekend, Missouri State. They've got a fun tournament each and every year. A lot of times I remember going to the championship game it's been about 10 years now. I've been in the tournament almost every year, but I remember one of the best tournaments watching a buzzer beater. I think it was between Northern Iowa and maybe it was Drake at the time. Either way, the tournament's always fun, and you could take the family down and really enjoy some fun basketball this weekend. Again, Arch Madness coming March 6th through the 9th to Enterprise Center. Get that family fun pack.
topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, I find the Dallas Mavericks to be just an interesting franchise in sports. Not only...
When you say interesting, do you mean like stupid?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can use a...
I'm asking. I just want clarification.
You could use
You're mad at me for saying to fire somebody?
I didn't. I was just shocked when you said it. Go ahead, Mark.
Just a number of different adjectives I think you could use for said franchise. But the Dallas Mavericks are raising ticket cost, and they cite investments in the team and fans. This is from Field Level Media on ESPN.com. The Dallas Mavericks are upping season ticket prices by at least 8.5% next season, citing ongoing investments in the team and fan engagement. It also says in a ticket cost plan revealed Monday morning in a news release, the Mavericks said the new scale of seat prices will better reflect seat values in high-demand areas such as seats closest to the court and fan experiences with upgrades and access to in-game entertainment and member benefits. Despite the adjustments, full season members could save up to 23% compared with projected market prices next season, according to the Mavericks. Season ticket costs for club access level, which includes premium seats and floor area seating, will rise more than 10%, and some terrace level seats are going up from $20 to $24 per game. So not only did this team trade their superstar talent in Luka Doncic, they're upping their ticket prices. Does that make any sense to you?
No. Jamie, you're and Carey, you got business acumen too. But Jamie, I know that you run several companies. Why if your product isn't as good, why raise prices?
Yeah, it's kind of a backwards way of doing it. I do realize on a greater scale here, if we go macro, inflation is killing a lot of different businesses, and the price of buying goods, whether it's concessions for your building or whatever it is, that's costing the teams more. But, man, you don't take it out on your fan base.
Yeah.
You don't. You go hide that cost somewhere else. Add 50 cents here to something, 50 cents here. Get your pound of flesh in a different way. Raise parking $1 if you want. Like, something that people are like, it's $1, big deal. But when you do the big picture, you're like, holy crap, that's a lot of money that they just made in parking, and they just charge an extra $1. This seems really stupid to me. I know there's stuff going on.
Did you have a motorcycle
It sounds like a dump truck
in your hotel room?
Yeah, it sounds like...
No, I don't know what. Honestly, don't know what just happened because I'm literally staring at the beach right now. The ocean looks beautiful.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
I have no
sorry.
idea what just happened. If someone moved their car into the side of the hotel.
Sorry to hear that.
It's
you're
a tough
looking at
life
the
here,
beach.
guys. I woke up this morning, just take you behind the curtains here a little bit, as I opened up my window. 'Cause when you check in the middle of the night, you don't know how you're looking at, right?
Sure.
Open up the curtains or the wooden shutters that I have, and I was just staring out into the ocean, man.
Yeah, no, we're happy for you.
Yeah.
Tough life.
Waterboy did ask if the Clear King will be raising prices. Absolutely not. No. We treat our people fair.
I think
You do, Anthony.
if you're the Dallas Mavericks, you better win a championship. Like that, this notion
trade
that
ain't
you
working for them.
Yeah, you traded your best player, your franchise player, and you're gonna raise prices now. The Lakers, maybe they should raise prices. I don't know, but I don't think the Mavericks.
Yeah,
they should probably
come see Anthony Davis.
They are going to. I mean, those fans
Used to be good.
Used to be
upset, man.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
You better win a championship.
Yeah.
And then you can justify all the things you're doing.
And it used to be a very well-run organization thanks to Mark Cuban. And Mark Cuban has taken this, I don't know, is it a minority role or whatever, but it clearly...
He's like an advisor.
Yeah, his fingerprints now are not all over this product, and I think we're starting to see that and the effects of that. All right.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather look at Olive Boulevard.
Oh, no doubt.
Than the
Oh,
ocean.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Every day. Nah, good day
Every
looks
day.
those
Yep.
cars.
Oh,
You got
jeez.
the Land Rover dealership right across the
Almost
street.
the same.
It's basically the same.
The sun is out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it makes it better, guys,
No, not gonna make it better.
I went for a walk along the beach this morning.
Did you?
You didn't go roller skating and get a tattoo?
And it wasn't gonna
That
make it
would be
better.
possibly tomorrow. Ashley, actually, she's going to be arriving sometime during the show, so you will see her in the background unpacking stuff. But she joked about that. She says, hey, let's go rollerblading down to Venice and get tattoos.
Yeah.
I might just do it, guys. We might just relive the whole experience.
Might as
You never
well.
know.
Might as
Do
well.
it.
Yeah.
You did it with Dennis Rodman. Now you can do it with Ashley.
There you go.
Yeah, the two loves of my life.
That's Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. Jeremy Rutherford will join us next. He's our Blues Insider with The Athletic. Talk a little Blues hockey following last night's loss, but a pretty good run by the Blues thus far over the last week. JR next on 101 ESPN. I love Mosby Building Arts. I love the fact that when they come in and they give honest pricing, they mean, look, this is what you're going to pay for your remodel. So if you're doing a complete kitchen overhaul or you're remodeling your master bathroom, you know that honest pricing is going to be there throughout. There's examples of what wrong remodelers do, and one of them does come with pricing. They get in, they start the project. You think you're saving all of this money because you were the smart homeowner that, did all the different pricing and all that. And when they start the project, all of a sudden, like a couple of weeks in, a month in, they're like, well, we're going to have to redo this. This is going to be a little bit more than we originally thought. Not with Mosby Building Arts. They give you that pricing up front because they know what they're doing. They know what it costs. They know what the labor is going to cost because they believe in their quality of work and they believe in their designers. They've got great taste, trustworthy construction team. They know how to do the job well, friendly, dedicated people. I've worked personally with Mosby. I'm not just endorsing them and have never worked with them before. We had a set of doors that were replaced. Doors aren't just doors. That affects the outside. That affects the floors. We were getting a leak in the basement that was causing a big issue, as you can imagine. Mosby Building Arts, they did it all. They did a remarkable job. They did it right, and they really set us up for success when it comes to if we eventually sell the home. Don't risk hiring the wrong team. Call Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company, at 314-909-1800 or visit callmosby.com to schedule your free consultation today and see the difference for yourself.
time for the Rutherford Report on 101 ESPN.
Anything you folks want to know about the fascinating world of pro hockey, here we go.
It's Fascinating on 101 ESPN 304. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line where our guy Jeremy Rutherford is on the line right now. He's our Blues insider with The Athletic. You can follow him on X at JP Rutherford. What's up, JR?
Good afternoon, boys. James, we don't need any beach stories, right, buddy? But I will be out there tomorrow, so if you want to go to the beach and hold hands tomorrow, I'll meet you out there.
What do you think, Jamie?
Oh, yeah.
A couple of JRs, rollerblade.
Yeah.
We'll have a sandwich. It'll be JR holding one hand, Ashley holding the other, and we'll just walk down the beach, the three of us together.
I'm sure that will be a lot of fun.
That'd be great. JR get a tattoo with us, too. Be awesome.
That'd be awesome. I'll be out there. I'll see you there. It's a date.
All right, thanks for the warning.
JR, we got some pushback when we opened the show this way, but I'm interested in your thoughts. Yesterday, to me, felt different in terms of not all losses are created equal, not all wins are created equal. That was one where I think in November, if we would have saw 6-3, it would have looked like a much different 6-3 than losing 6-3 yesterday. I'm not excusing the play by Hofer. I'm not excusing the play by the penalty kill, but they were in that in the third period. Did you also feel as though that was kind of a different loss, quote unquote, compared to what we saw earlier in the year?
Yeah, 100%. It just looks different. And I was saying to Alex Ferrario earlier today that you look at the team now and you almost feel like they're in the game no matter what's going on. We've seen so many circumstances the past couple games where maybe they're down a goal or maybe they need a power play goal and they get it. And you just didn't see that for the biggest portion of this season. But now the process that Jim Montgomery has been instilling in these guys, maybe it took the reset, maybe it took the break, maybe it took some guys getting healthy, maybe it took some confidence, whatever. But you feel like the Blues are in games, and these are against quality opponents. And you can say that backs are against the wall and they don't want to see friends leave the locker room at the trade deadline. Whatever the reason is, these guys are getting the job done, and it looks a lot different.
Hey, JR, watching that game last night, I'm just curious as to your opinion on it, but when you see what happened last night in the first period and you see that Joel Hofer only has one win in his last 8 starts, I believe that's correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it is. Does that let you know that the Blues right now just can't be ready to trade Jordan Binnington?
Yeah, I think so. It's not so much just last night's game, and it's not so much, the stretch maybe that Joel's gone through. I hate to be the guy who, when a goalie loses, you say, hey, you should have stuck with Binnington in that game. But these points are so precious, and I know what management thinks about this being a playoff year. They really think this is a team that could have made the playoffs, and maybe it can. I know that Binnington went through an emotional time during the Four Nations and overcame it, played well, met all the expectations. And I know that they've stuck to the 2-1 in terms of Binnington getting starts compared to Hofer. But in these games that are leading up to the trade deadline, and these are going to answer the questions as to what Doug Armstrong and the management staff should do at the deadline, you hate to see a game like that last night where a couple of those goals were probably savable if it's Jordan Binnington. So I'm going to defer to Davey Alexander and Jim Montgomery, the goalie coach and the head coach, in terms of, behind the scenes, who's fresh, who's ready to go, and the plan they want to stick to. It's just tough not to see your 1A horse in that game last night, in a game that you probably could have won if you'd have had him in there.
JR, the Blues are 1 point behind Calgary. The Flames do have 2 games in hand, but do you believe that this team, the way that they're playing, can actually chase down this Flames team and make it into the playoffs?
I think it's possible, Carey. That's the one thing that everybody has to keep in mind. They say, hey, how did the Blues get to 1 point out when they were just 8 points out? The biggest thing is the way that they've been playing. They finally went on that run that everybody was hoping they could go on. But the second part of that is every single team around them is struggling and losing. And, hey, don't take any credit away from the Blues for that. But these teams have their struggles, too. And so you look at it, 2 games in hand. Those teams, Vancouver and Calgary, have on the Blues, and the Blues are just 1 point behind. But you got some games coming up. L.A., you just beat them. You're going to play them again in a couple days. And then you got the Anaheim, and then, the deadline happens. And if Doug Armstrong at least stays status quo, Carey, if he doesn't move out a couple of UFAs and maybe you don't have that blockbuster trade with a Braden Shen, I do see with the strength of schedule being in the Blues' favor down the stretch where there's a chance that they could sneak in there.
Jeremy Rutherford joins us right now in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. JR, I know that you have spoken to players, recently, and this can be a tough week for players. It's not just what the GM's going to do, but what players are constantly checking different rumors and things like that. What have you heard? What's the latest, and what's kind of the thought right now in the locker room? What's the chatter?
Yeah, real quick anecdotal story is we were in the locker room the other day with Braden Shen, probably 5 or 6 reporters, and we're talking to him about his 1,000th game. And he was excited about it. The team was excited about it. Well, that night I had to go home, and even though we did this interview with him talking about reaching this milestone, my story is, are the Blues and Braden Shen and Toronto Maple Leafs a trade fit? And that's the time of year it is, and that's the story you have to write. And I don't do this too often, but I went up to Braden like a couple days later and said, hey, I don't know what you read. I don't know who sees what, reads what, whatever. But, do I want to go out and write a trade story when you're playing your 1,000th game? Not necessarily, but that's just part of the job. And, Jamie Carey knows this. He just looks at you and says, oh, you got a job to do. I get it. So it's a tough time of the year. But as far as Braden Shen and these continued rumors about his possibility of being traded, I think the Blues are on the fence right now what to do. If they get overwhelmed by a deal, and I think that the asking price is significantly high, that's what the word is, around the league, then if they get overwhelmed, they might decide to make this deal, even if they are in the midst of making this playoff push. If here's my thing. If you get to opening day next year and you drop the puck and you had the ability to move a couple players and didn't, and it would have helped your future, and you missed the playoffs by a couple points, or you lost in the first round, you flamed out, are you doing a service to the organization moving forward in terms of the big picture? And I don't know that you are. So I think that's what they're going to have to weigh with any decision that they make with these significant players like a Braden Shen. And then as far as the Radek Foxes and the Ryan Suters, it looks like same thing, status quo. If the Blues think that they can stay in this and maybe get some points out of these last 2 games, those are guys that could stick around through the trade deadline.
JR, I said this on the broadcast Saturday night, and watching the game last night, we didn't do the game last night, TNT did, but it gave me a chance to sit there and really observe. Colton Parayko, for me, is maybe one of the top 5 defensemen in the NHL this year. And
right.
I'm going to need your help. We're going to have to start getting the word out there, because I know how Norris Trophy, how that stuff works. It's a popularity contest and who scores the most points. But watching him play, JR, apart from the Cale Makars and the Quinn Hughes and maybe Werenski in Columbus, I don't see a defenseman in the NHL that's having a better season than Colton Parayko.
No, and these stats belong to Alex Herrera, looked them up, but, most even strength goals among defensemen, and I think we know this, but, most ice time, top 5 ice time, even strength in the entire league, Colton Parayko. So, I think other people are just slow to see what we see here in St. Louis on a nightly basis, and I get it. Maybe a couple of years ago he didn't have a great year. He talked about bouncing back, and, we're going back 3 years ago now. He had some back issues, but I agree with you. I think he's top 5, top 6, top 7, somewhere in there. I know you're going to point to, some offensive guys that put up a ton of points, but they get that power play time, and Colton Parayko doesn't. But in terms of what you want from a defenseman in 2025, logging heavy minutes, playing against top lines, getting the job done, and now doing it offensively, there aren't too many defensemen in this league that I'd take ahead of Colton Parayko.
JR, great stuff. We know you got a busy week heading into the trade deadline, so we appreciate your time, and I'm sure we'll reach out to you too if something breaks and force you to stop writing and just come on and tell us what you know.
Sounds good. Venice Beach tomorrow. See you in Ashley.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Woohoo, tattoos for everyone.
Talk to you later.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
That's our guy, Jeremy Rutherford, here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Jamie, I know we'll probably have an opportunity to talk to you at some point, too, leading up to it. But, I mean, this has got to be a bit of an exciting and nerve-wracking week for the players.
Yeah, it's really not exciting. I can see that. It is if you're a team that's a contender, because you get a little excited of who the team might go get and things like that. When you're a team that isn't in the contender mode yet, but you're still trying to make a playoff push, it's more nerve-wracking because you're wondering to yourself, like, does he believe in this group? If he does, he's probably not going to do anything. Maybe acquire something for depth. But if he doesn't believe in this group, then he might make some changes, and that screws up a lot of things. And one thing I can tell you about this team and having the luxury of traveling with the team and being around the guys, they're a really tight-knit group. They really are. And I think you're starting to see them play that way. And I think the addition of Cam Fowler was absolutely genius by Army. One, he's a fantastic hockey player, and the more I watch him, the more I'm impressed with how well he skates and how well he walks the blue line, his poise with the puck. But it's more than that. It's more than that. He's also a glue guy in the locker room. Guys go to him, they talk to him. He's with the guys today. They're out golfing. Like, it's great what they have going. I think the culture is headed in the right direction, which is why I just can't imagine trading your captain. You know, Braden Shen has done everything to get this team to where it is from a culture standpoint, and now you've surrounded him with other good veterans, including Cam Fowler. I just don't see a deal that makes sense unless it's something stupid, like someone's willing to give up. Like, if Toronto's willing to give up Matthew Nyes, another young player, a first-round pick, and like a low-end prospect, I mean, you got to look at that and say, okay, probably should do it. But I don't see Toronto doing that. So, in my opinion, I wouldn't move the captain from this team at all.
And at what point does getting rid of some of that culture affect your future, too? You know, you can get all the players you want, Marshall. But, like, we have no idea if that chemistry is going to work out. If you don't have the right culture set in place, who's to say that you take that next step? I think you take that next step with the guys that you have in this locker room right now. I really do.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, that's something that you have to weigh. Absolutely. All right, Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. It's the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We do have advice with former athletes coming up at the bottom of the hour, so if you want to send in some questions right now for Carey and for Jamie, any sort of former athlete questions, something that you've always wanted to ask, our text line is open. Our air comfort service text line, 314-399-9646. You start sending those in. We'll do that at 3:30. But can the Cardinals just pick a lane? And how can they just pick a lane? One of the conversations we had earlier, we will revisit. That's next on 101 ESPN. Hey, Missouri sports fans, Underdog Fantasy is available in our state. So this basketball season, this hockey season, eventually baseball, you can play Underdog Fantasy. I love going to Underdog Fantasy. I love making my picks for tonight. I like Kyrie to go higher than 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I grouped that up with SGA higher than 31.5 points tonight. Trae Young higher than 10.5 assists. Maybe, though, you've got a hunch that a basketball player, an NBA player, an NHL player is going to go lower on certain stats. You don't like the matchup tonight. It's up to you how you want to play your hunch, and you could play for as little as $1, and if you get everything right, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Millions of fans have already won billions making plays on Underdog Fantasy. So check it out. If you want to give it a try, I got a great offer for you. Download the Underdog app. Sign up now using my promo code Anthony. So all you have to do is remember my first name. Pretty easy. Unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. You can join in on the fun. Sign up after you download the Underdog Fantasy app. Use my promo code Anthony and claim your special offer today. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
to Florida for a spring training report on 101 ESPN. Our Redbird Spring Training Report is brought to you by Rawlings. Visit the all-new Rawlings experience at Westport Plaza today.
It's Fast on 101 ESPN. So we were just having this conversation in the first hour about John Denton's article about win now, reset, Cardinals crossroad complicates the roster decisions. And we all agreed, look, they can't be in win now mode. You're not in win now mode if you don't make a move in the offseason to add anything. And you really, the best that any of us can say about the Cardinals heading in is, well, maybe they'll surprise. Maybe some of their young players will surprise. That's the best we can say right now about the Cardinals. My question, though, is...
Surprise in what way, Anthony?
Surprise in, Jordan Walker is an absolute stud. You know?
Okay, so we're going with a positive route.
Yeah, positive route. Can they...
Okay, good. All right.
Jamie, can they surprise you in a negative route?
Well, Nolan Gorman's sure trying right now.
Yeah, true. What, you don't like the 0 for 15 or whatever he's at?
What's wrong?
8
No,
Ks?
not fond of it. No,
It's
he
1 for
he ripped
15,
one off the wall
Anthony.
really hard,
Sorry,
though.
1 for 15.
He's
He's
trying.
heating up.
Is he?
Oh, Carey, stop. You just stop, Carey.
Well, he's not the only one
Crappy grin on
struggling.
your face. You just stop.
He's not the only one struggling. Mason Wynn doesn't have a hit yet this spring.
Got him.
Nah, I don't do that.
All right.
Yeah, but on the positive side, Mason Wynn friend requested me on Facebook. So
Hey.
Oh, did he?
Was it the Mason Wynn or was it just Mason
No,
Wynn?
it's actually him.
Oh.
It's actually him. So
Cool.
So I got that going for me, guys.
Hey, well, good,
Moving in the
man.
right direction.
Congratulations.
Oh, look at you. You're by the beach. You got a friend request from the shortstop.
That's true. He's bragging,
Yeah,
isn't he?
I didn't say I accepted it.
Oh, look, Mr. Big Shot here.
oh.
Mr. Biggie Big Shot here.
You got to show me a little something first, okay? my friend?
All right, so here's the question for you guys. I think we can all agree that the Cardinals at some point, they have to pick a lane when it comes to what they're doing. One of the three categories at this point. Either you're in win now mode, you're retooling, and if you're retooling, you feel as though that you're close. Like that's a retool. Rebuilds is you're tearing this thing. If you're not tearing it down to the studs, like you're doing some major remodeling work. So I think we can all agree they have to pick a lane at some point. How can they pick a lane? I think is the more interesting question.
You got to just make a decision. Like anything in life, it's
But I mean, like if you're going to do a rebuild, can you trade Arenado?
Clearly, no, you can't. Unless, I mean, no, you can't. You can't trade him. You were unable. You were unsuccessful earlier this year.
Yeah.
And maybe it comes back around, but it hasn't looked like it will.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, you deal with what you have, and then you make decisions based on the performance of the players. If you're going to play Arenado at third base because he's your best defensive third baseman, whether he hits or not, fine. But you have to, and because he has the contract, but you have to figure out who plays where based on who earns it, who has shown the ability to have success at that spot or that they could have success at that spot if they're given the opportunity. Right, we don't know. I think we know more about Nolan Gorman than we do about Jordan Walker. Some people may disagree. I think we've seen more Nolan Gorman in his 2-3 years than we have seen in Jordan Walker in his 2 years. Mm-hmm. So the opportunity for Nolan Gorman, and Jamie, you know this, that window starts to shrink a little bit more for you if you don't perform. If he goes 1 for 40, 1 for 30, 1 for whatever, and he doesn't hit a home run, he's striking out, he's not doing the things that you need him to do, that leash gets a little bit tighter on how many more times. Jamie, are you sure that's the beach? I don't think he's
No, it's this little side street that's right beside the hotel. All they do is drop off people, but I've got the windows wide open because the breeze is coming off the ocean.
Wow.
You know?
Okay.
Just keep going.
Are you sure that
Feels
was
great on my skin.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, I think Nolan Gorman, now like I said, Jamie, you know, the more opportunities you get, if you're not performing, the less opportunities you're going to continue to get. Like, it is a show me what have you done for me lately business. Mm-hmm. And if you're not showing me every single day that you're progressing in the right direction or staying where you are, you're not going to keep getting those opportunities. And it's just life. So at some point, Nolan Gorman, if he's not doing well, we're not going to have to worry about that position as much as we have over the last few months, because he's going to he's going to answer the question for us. Mm-hmm. So guys have to perform, and guys got to get their stuff right. But I don't know, the direction you're going in is a rebuild. You can pretend that it's not, but it is. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Truck driver.
Yeah. As far as pick a lane truck drivers, the Cardinals got to pick a lane too. And I just go back to, like, the Cardinals they keep cardinaling themselves. And what I mean by that is they finally pick a lane, at least in their press conference, and tell us that they're going with the youth movement and all that and whatnot. But then they don't really do that. Mm-hmm. And they're still stuck with contracts that they don't want. They couldn't trade Arenado. Sonny Gray doesn't want to leave. So, I mean, if I'm the Cardinals, I know Sonny Gray doesn't want to leave, but maybe at some point I go, too bad.
Yeah.
Like, we're moving on. We're actually going to commit to something here, and we're going to go with the youth movement. And Contreras, I know you want to be here too, but too bad. You're taking up a spot at first base that Alec Burleson could have on a more regular basis, and then my outfield looks a little more normal with some young guys, and then I've got some more at-bats for other players that I'd like to see hit that I'm not sure about yet. Mm-hmm. And I like both of those players, and I hope they do well this year, but to be a true youth movement, you actually have to move towards bringing young guys up or letting them play.
Right.
And right now, even guys who deserve it, like even McGreevy and Graceffo and things like that, they're going to be struggling to find big league reps, big league starts, or even innings, because your rotation is too crowded. And I know there'll be injuries, there always are, but it also depends on, how they're pitching, if they're not injured as well. So I don't know. I feel like the Cardinals just can't get out of their own way, and they just seem to they move from lane to lane to lane to lane. They don't pick an actual lane. They just keep bobbing and weaving down the highway.
This is a good question. This would be a good question for our advice with former athletes, but Splashback Deuce, Jamie, what's the most youthful team you've ever been on? Did you still have a few old players?
Yeah, so the youngest team I ever played on was with the Islanders. And we still had a couple of veteran guys. We still had Richie Pilon, Gino Ojic, and Claude Lapointe. And those were the three guys. That was it. With three, we'll call them elder statesmen on the team. And the rest of the team was hovering around the 23, 24, 25-year-old mark, which is why we were not good. We were exciting. Teams didn't want to play us, I'll tell you that much. We ran around, we hit everything that moved, and we fought every freaking night. It was nuts. It was chaos most nights, but we weren't good yet. If you look at that Islanders team, I think it was 2 years later, they were in the playoffs, and they actually beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round. So that's what a youth movement can do. If you eat a bag of you-know-what for a year or two, all of a sudden, if you have the right young players, those players evolve and turn into what your core will then be moving forward, which is what I think the Cardinals want to do, is they want to have this young core become the foundation for this team, and then they'll go and add some other pieces around that to really kind of accelerate this team back into a division champion contending team in the National League. But they're not there because they've got older guys blocking younger guys. Younger guys can't get reps. They're not really all that young. Like, it's just kind of a mess, man.
Right. Droid FX, Cardinals just need to stay in the fast lane. Well said. Yeah. Well said, Droid FX. All right. Yes, advice with former athletes is next. So if you do have a question for Jamie Rivers or Carey Davis based on their playing careers, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Feel free to text in. Again, we got our advice with former athletes next. You all right, Carey?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. There you go. That's next in the fast lane.
What's up, everybody? Jamie Rivers here, and if you're dreaming of a high-end kitchen or bathroom remodel without the sky-high price tag, E&B Granite has the solution for you. Their luxury for less line, unbelievable by the way, where elegance meets affordability. In addition to the countertop services that they do offer, and they have unbelievable countertops, great selection. They did my kitchen, and I absolutely love it. But E&B is also now has the ability to provide you with access to top-notch range of designer cabinet brands, whether you're renovating your kitchen, your bathroom, or updating your office. These cabinets combine that beauty and durability for a look that stands the test of time. Imagine transforming your space with luxurious style, all while keeping your budget intact. Please head over to E&B Granite Showroom. The people over there are absolutely unbelievable. The sales staff help you figure out what you need, what you want, and for the best bargain that they can possibly give you. And then the technicians are second to none. The work they do is outstanding. Again, I told you they redid my entire kitchen, and I absolutely love it. So please head down there to Manchester Avenue and talk to them at E&B Granite. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. They love hearing that. Or you can always visit them at enbgranite.com.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues won 4 games in a row before losing to the Dallas Stars last night. In Dallas, final score 6-3. They'll take on the LA Kings on Wednesday, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 8:30. Puck drop is at 9:30. If you missed anything from today's show, including our interview with Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider with the The Athletic. Make sure to go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We have advice with former athletes coming up next, so if you need any advice, make sure you text into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Advice with former athletes is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Give me some advice, quick.
Advice with former athletes here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Marsh, what do we got for our resident Super Bowl champion as well as our longtime NHL vet?
Yeah, I find this one to be a good one from the 386, and I'm sure there's a lot of gentlemen out there in the area that might be wondering the same thing. How do I get my girlfriend to like watching sports? Ooh. LOL.
Good luck.
Oh.
That's a. Go ahead, Jamie.
You might have to bite the bullet and watch something you can't stand that she loves, and then you flip it on its head and make her watch sports with you. Or see, the key is, Carey, and I don't know how to do this. The key is that you want them to be vested as well. So like Marshy, you talk about Rachel all the time, how she didn't watch football, no idea, but somehow you got her to be vested into the Vikings or watching football. And now it's like a thing for you guys, which is awesome. How do you do that, though? I think once you figure that out, maybe it's a favorite player, maybe it's a style of play from a player. But once you get them engaged, you have to get them to like something about the sport that you love, and then that way they'll find interest in it.
Yeah, I like that. I agree with that. Finding something that is fun.
Carey, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's. If they don't like sports, it's going to be difficult, I think, unless you can if you can relate it to something or explain the game, whatever the game is, whether it's baseball. It might be a little too slow for somebody that doesn't like sports at all. If it's basketball, football, hockey, if you can explain it in a way that makes it make sense for them. Or I always think going to live events are much better than watching them in person. If you go to a playoff hockey game, or if you go, to if you're able to go to a football game or a basketball game, something in person, generally people tend to kind of get engaged and get engulfed with the environment because it's people screaming and having a good time. Hopefully your team you go watch is good and they win. And they hit a lot of home runs. Take her to see the Dodgers when they come here and they play the Cardinals.
Oh, Carey.
Oh,
Carey.
Say, hey, this guy,
right.
Shohei Ohtani, he pitches and he plays and he hits the ball really far.
But it's not as impressive as what Travis Hunter's doing.
Yeah, there you go.
So, while you guys are answering, I thought of this, and actually Kristen's listening, so shout out to my wife, Kristen.
Hey, Kristen.
She said pulling me in with character and real stories on the players.
There you go.
That's exactly. I remember when we first started watching. Like she likes sports, but she's not as invested to watch the games and follow the teams and whatever. So if there's a game on and we're watching, every once in a while I might throw out hey, this guy's dating Taylor Swift.
There you go. Really?
She loves Taylor Swift.
There you go.
No,
that was random.
Hey, this guy, I don't know, this guy gives a lot of money to charity.
Can we make up stories?
Sure, if you want to. I don't know if I did,
but stories? Do they have to be?
You can.
Even if they're not true, be like, this guy, he also served 2 tours in Iraq, and now he's the wide receiver for, What?
Yeah, man.
No?
That'd be too.
I didn't say he was a war hero.
Just there.
No, I
You
don't
guys
know
hate
if,
my
I don't know if she
You wanna
finds
go
out
down
about
that
the draft process. She might call your bluff.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to go down that route.
I find something that
I think that was just an
pulls them in.
example, guys.
I think ultimately, like, it's easier said than done, right? But at the end of the day, I know this sounds weird, but when you watch sports, it's for entertainment. It's just like watching a television show. You want to know the plot, the characters, and be invested in said characters. This is just reality TV, except for it's sports. It's no different than watching some reality TV show on Bravo Network or whatever.
It's better.
It is better.
The best
it's
version.
the best reality TV.
It's not scripted.
No,
Right.
Well,
not
the
at all.
NFL is.
Just make it relate.
Well, also show how much that you enjoy it. And if that person is invested in you, they'll be invested in that too. And you got to do the same thing, like Jamie said. Like maybe sometimes you want to watch something, or maybe you don't want to watch it, but watch something that your partner's invested in.
Own it, Marshy.
Yeah, and then maybe it ends up becoming like a guilty pleasure of yours. I don't know.
Yeah, just make it relatable.
The 636 says, my wife started a fantasy football team, and she got so invested, I think she likes football more than I do every Sunday.
There's a gambling aspect of it.
Didn't you and Rachel do a fantasy draft or something like that?
Yeah, we
together?
did. We did. She came in second place.
And you talked her out of some players.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it was Baker Mayfield, who ended up having like a great season, too. I felt like an idiot.
She was a savant. She knew what she was doing. You talked her right out of it.
I did.
You even told her to drop him, didn't
That
you?
was brutal.
I did.
Oh, Marsh.
It's not worse than.
I know. She had Joe Burrow and Kyler
Shocking, you're
Murray.
still together.
Marsh,
Wow.
it's not worse than your colleague telling you not to drop the Baltimore Ravens. You don't need them. You know what I mean? That'd be terrible, wouldn't it?
back
Drop
on the
Justin
Ravens.
Tucker. You don't need them, huh? Be terrible to drop the Ravens defense. You're not gonna need those guys. They only were the best defense in the second half of the NFL. But who's counting?
Carey's Ravens.
My pockets.
Exactly.
My pockets.
You know what, Carey? You're welcome. Because Justin Tucker, as it turns out, might not be a great dude.
Oh, boy.
Okay?
Not a good guy.
Might not be a great dude.
All right.
And I don't think he finished strong either, did he?
I don't know if
that's
he
not what I
finished
heard.
strong or not.
Well, no.
I don't know.
I thought I was safe because I was talking to Carey and not Jamie.
Allegedly.
I meant on the fields, kicking field goals.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Well said, Anthony.
Yeah.
Let's do another one from the 314. Both of you, it seems like most teams are either against the coach or for the coach. Every team is different, but which one works best for you?
Being for the coach or against the coach? I think when you respect your coach and he wants the best for you, like you all are again pulling the rope in the same direction. I think it's hard when everyone I think it's hard when everybody hates the coach. Like, the hell with him. We're going to play for one another. I think there's more camaraderie when we're all on one accord and the coach can hold you accountable and everybody is on the same page and we're all working hard to try to have a common goal.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like the Herb Brooks thing from Miracle, like, everybody hates the coach and they're all together. Like, I think that can work short term sometimes, but long term negativity sets in, and then you can't stand the coach. You don't want to hear what he has to say, and then there's times where, well, what the hell? I'm not making that play for that guy. He can screw off. I'm going to play anyways, or I'm going to get paid anyways. It's way better to have a team that plays together and plays for the coach. And you can say whatever you want about Bill Belichick. And you're seeing a lot of guys now like Edelman, Gronk, and other players are coming out talking about their experiences being a Patriot. And they said that, look, he was hardcore. But they also said that he was fair and they enjoyed playing for him and they all enjoyed winning and they all felt like they were on the same page. So Bill Belichick, to me, is a perfect example of you don't have to love your coach, but if you respect him and, you think he's working just as hard as you are to win games, I think that's all that matters.
I'll be your coach. I won't be your friend. You need a friend. Take it up with Jamie Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be your friend. Let's go party.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Draft talent or scheme? Do you draft for talent or scheme? We'll get to that next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, fellas, it's been a while since you heard me talk about it. Yeah, that's right, Blue Chew. If you could benefit from a little extra in the bedroom, Blue Chew can help. By now, you probably know Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis in a chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. So what are you waiting for? Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so there are no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. And if you're ready for a great offer, how about free? Go to BlueChew.com, consult with a licensed medical provider, and get your first month free. Then you'll be ready to chew it and do it. You can turn oh no, Jamie, oh no, into oh yes. And we know that professional athletes, we train every day to perform better on the field. But what if you could improve your performance in the bedroom? No training required. That's right. Blue Chew is what I'm talking about. It is your secret weapon for the bedroom or wherever you want to get it on. Again, right now, that offer free, BlueChew.com for first month free. And if you go get it, you'll be ready to chew it and do it.
Talent on 101 ESPN. Draft talent or scheme. So the NFL Combine has wrapped up. And one of the things that I think that a lot of people do when they do the mock drafts and things like that is to just simply draft need. Makes sense, right? Team needs position X. You draft a player for that position, and that's how mock drafts typically work. When it comes to NFL general managers, though, Carey, you have pointed this out. Not all of them know what the hell they're doing.
True.
Some of them are just flying by the seat of their pants, or they're looking at only one thing, whether it's just only talent. The question, though, of do you draft pure talent or draft for scheme, I think is kind of interesting. You want both. You want a player that is ultra talented that also fits what you're doing. That's
right.
Just bottom line. But most of the players that will be drafted in the NFL will be drafted not only because they have. Let me rephrase. There's only one Patrick Mahomes. There's only
right.
a few generational talents that come out per decade, let alone in one single draft, right? So a lot of times you're trying to find the best talent, but to me, fit has got to come into play at some point. Yeah. Because if you just draft purely on talent and think you're going to mold that player into what you need, I think that you get in a lot of trouble with that if you're a team.
So I would rather draft talent, and I think it's on the coaches to figure out the system to put that talented player in. Mm-hmm. I always think about Wade Phillips. He was the defensive coordinator. He was a head coach. He was notorious for the 3-4 defense, like 3 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers. That's what he did. He did it when he was in Dallas. But then he went to the Los Angeles Rams. Mm-hmm. He got a guy named Aaron Donald, who, he's not lined up over a center or lined up over a tackle. He's lined up over the guard. Right. He's a 4-3 defensive player. So Wade Phillips ran the 4-3. You don't change this talented player and put him in a situation that he can't succeed in.
Right.
You figure it the hell out because he's so talented. I got so many guys. I gotta figure out a way to get the most out of them. So if I'm a coach, a GM, I'm always drafting best player available. The best player on the and if it's
regardless of fit, because not everybody's Aaron Donald. I mean, we're talking about a Hall of Famer here. So I get your point on Aaron Donald, but most of these guys are not
in the first round. First round, yes, I'm drafting the best player available, and then I can go into if all things are equal, I'll draft a player that best suits my what I do offensively, my scheme, offensively or defensively. But I want the best player. I don't want the best player on another team. I want him on my team, and I'll figure it out. If I got too many of something, somebody got to go. But I'm going to get the best player available for my team, unless it's a quarterback and I already am set for the next 3 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years at quarterback. Mm-hmm. The Kansas City Chiefs don't need to draft the best player available if that best player is a quarterback. But everybody else, if that's not a position, a quarterback, yes, I can never have too many defensive linemen. I can never have an offensive lineman that we got a left tackle. Kick one of them to guard.
Right.
Kick one of those other guys out. So I want the best player available at all times.
So I don't think I clarified this. I'm not talking about drafting need versus best player available, because I'm with you. I draft best player available. It's not you're not going to the grocery. It's not like going to the grocery store and I need milk. I'm going to get milk, and no, you're drafting best player. But what I'm saying is, if I think that there's a lot of general managers and a lot of teams that often just say, well, he's ultra talented, we'll figure it out. I think if that player does not, again, not need versus best player available. Let's just say you have 2 guys that are considered to be that at that point best player available. I don't think there's a lot of teams that really think about fit, and then they wind up bouncing the player 3 or 4 years later because you're asking him to do something that he's not skilled at just because he's got raw talent.
If it's all things are equal, then I'm going to go with the player that best fits my scheme. Mm-hmm. But if there is a vast difference, then I will be better as a coach to figure a scheme that he does well. If he's a rush end and I got a guy, I can figure this out. I'm not going to put him in a position where he has to drop 90% of the time. Sure. I'm going to find a way to get him rushing the damn quarterback. If he's a running, whatever the position is, if that's the best player and he's head and shoulders above the next best player at his spot, or any other spot, I'm taking him.
Yeah.
Because it's your job as a coach to figure out how to utilize that player to the best of their ability, not to change who they are, not because, you're not doing it the way I drafted you, and we've said this with the Cardinals. You drafted a player, a 6'5", 6'6" human being that probably didn't hit a lot of home runs when you were drafting him or scouting him, hit a lot of line drives, hit the ball really hard. You scouted him because that's who he was. Utilize that and figure out how to make him the best player that he can be.
See, Jamie, I think about you when it comes to. I know we're talking about football, but I think about you on draft night in the Blues, and we're like, hey, we need this. They weren't necessarily drafting the player that fit. You know what you did best in juniors. It was more. This is what we need, so we're just gonna mold Jamie into this, and I wonder. I mean, if you played in today's game where it's really offensive, if you wouldn't be a Cale Makar.
Yeah, I mean, that's the bar is set pretty high there, but
that's how much I believe in you.
Well, I appreciate that, and I feel the love, and I appreciate that very much. But if you do look at the stats and the way things were trending, it was certainly a Cale Makar-esque type player at the time. But where I got really screwed up was that Ron Caron drafted me, and Bob Berry was the head coach at the time. By the time I turned pro, which was a year and a half later, Mike Keenan was now the head coach and general manager who did not draft me. So that's kind of where sometimes it gets screwy because certain coaches draft certain players that they like, and then other coaches don't want that player or they need a different type of player. Yeah. And I was in the system, so yes, they didn't mold me. They basically said you have to play this way or you won't play, and then I molded myself into a whole brand new player. And luckily enough that I was good enough to stick around for a while.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. Not everything is just surface level.
I think you get fired when you don't draft the best player. I think you get fired when you let the best player leave. Saquon Barkley. I think when you let the best players on your team, if you don't draft those guys or if you let them walk, you're probably going to be looking for a job here in a year or two.
Yeah.
Because you can't replace talent. Like that's how you win games. Like really good players are hard to find. Like the elite of the elite, they're hard to find. There are not a bunch of them walking this earth. So when you have one or you feel like you have the potential to draft one, you better damn well do it. Otherwise, you're going to be looking around like, oh, well, how'd that happen? The Pittsburgh Steelers have been looking for a quarterback for how many years? There was one available that's got 2 MVPs and should have had a third this year that they could have drafted. Probably the best player available, but they didn't draft him. Why? Because, no, this is not about where he plays now. This is about what he does for a living. Yep. He is damn good at his job. And the Steelers could have drafted him.
He
got Ben here. Oh, well, he's going to play forever. He's not going to play forever. So when you have a talented player, you draft him. And especially if you got a position that is on its way out or, on the tail end of their career.
I just think that there's so many times like you say, he's talented, right? Because it's the combine stuff that you and I talk about a lot, where you get frustrated a lot because raw talent is there at the combine, but then you get them on a football field,
correct,
and they're lost. So I think that's more of the conversation I'm trying to bring here, where does this guy fit with what we're trying to accomplish? Because you're not just acquiring talent, you're building a team. So I think that is where a lot of GMs just say, screw it. I can tell the fan base this kid runs a 4.2 and he's 6'4". We're good.
So for me, that's not talent. That's just athletic ability.
That's what I'm referring to.
Athletic ability doesn't equal you're talented.
Right.
You're talented if you're gifted at your job. Whatever that job is, Emmitt Smith wasn't the fastest, neither was Jerry Rice. But they were the most talented in their group, or one of the most talented in their group. Like it's not about the attributes like speed, height, jump, all of those things. It's about how talented you are when you get the ball in your hands, or when you're at the plate. Do you hit the ball where it needs to go? Like whatever can you shoot a shot over stick side, over his shoulder? I saw that last night. Can you do that? You're probably pretty talented. And you keep doing it and keep scoring. You don't have to be the fastest skater, but if you are talented in your job, then those are the guys I want on my roster.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We'll get the Gauntlet next.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and if you're a contractor or own a business that needs recycling, my friends over at Scrap Mart Metals can help you. They are tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and budget. At Scrap Mart, they understand the job site cleanup for contractors is often a mess, but if you set up an account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it'll be one less thing you have to do during cleanup. You'd be amazed at how the scrap metals add up and how it can help your business's cash flow. If you're a plumber, heating and cooling, an excavator, or any type of contractor, Scrap Mart Metals recycling can make your job easier. If you own that heavy equipment, it breaks down time and time again. You have to repair it over and over again. You get frustrated. Eventually, the time will come when you have to get rid of it, and Scrap Mart will come and get it out of your way. They'll haul your equipment to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you want to haul it yourself, they have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. It is recycling made easy. All you need to do is go to scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you rolling. Again, that's scrapmartmetals.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN 404. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Jamie Rivers, who is live from his hotel room in L.A. Carey Davis, who continues to make noises over there.
That was loud.
A lot of noises going on. That's Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. And we welcome in Brendan. What's up, Brendan?
Not much. How are you guys today?
Now, Brendan, you are officially Chester in the Snake Pit, right?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, Chester, welcome aboard. We appreciate not only your activity in the snake pit, but also talking a little smack to our guy CD.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I can't stand a bandwagon fan, so I'm here for true fandom. And Jamie will appreciate this. Long live the whale. I was a season ticket holder, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm from back that way. Yeah. Oh, that's the best celebration in all of hockey.
That's awesome.
All right, Brendan. Now, did we hear that you want to do a quick shout out to your son who might be listening?
Yes, my son Boston. He's 8 years old. I think he's listening. So I love you, and if I succeed, he'll be here tomorrow. So.
Hey, okay. All right. What's up, Boston? All right. So, Chester, are you going to throw us a curveball? Or are you going to take CD?
I am actually going to take CD because I did challenge CD. I was waiting for my kid to do the chant with him, but he can do it tomorrow if that happens. So.
Okay. All right. Well.
All right.
Carey Davis. I always love when Jamie's on the road when we do that.
All right. Good luck.
All right. CD's going to make his way into the cone of silence. Brendan, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
All right, Brendan, what are you hoping for?
4 questions, and if necessary, a walk-off.
Oh, so you don't want to tell the wheel what you want. That's not a bad strategy right there. So the wheel is done spinning. I can't see what it is, but Marsh has got it in front of him. Now, before we reveal, go ahead. The wheel's done spinning. So what's the category you wanted and don't want?
I don't. Against Carey, for some reason, I don't want hockey, and I'll take random.
Okay. Marsh, what do we got?
We have hockey.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Man, the wheel knows.
This thing is crazy, man.
The wheel just knows.
All right, I got the picture, Marshy.
Perfect.
Okay. You're going to get 4 hockey-related questions. Carey will receive the same 4 hockey questions. Each question is worth 2 points, Brendan. Unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready?
I am.
Question 1. Where does Brett Hull rank on the all-time leaders list for goals in NHL history? Where does Brett Hull rank on the all-time leaders list for goals in NHL history? 5th, 6th, 7th.
I'll go with 5th. Final answer.
All right, next question here. Who scored the game-winning goal in the Stadium Series game between the Blue Jackets and the Red Wings back on March 1st? Just happened.
Options, please.
Was it Justin Danforth, Zach Werenski, or Kirill Marchenko?
Marchenko, final answer.
Question number 3. As of Monday, March 3rd, which is today, which Atlantic Division team holds the longest active win streak in the NHL, having won their last 8 games?
Options, please.
Options are the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Florida Panthers, or the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I'll go with the Panthers. Final option or final answer.
All right, Brendan, final question. Only Wayne Gretzky scored more goals in a single season than Brett Hull did in the 1990-91 season. How many goals did Brett Hull score that season?
Options.
76, 86, 96.
86, final answer.
All right.
Fun fact, guys, about that season, it's Brett Hull didn't score 1 empty net goal.
What?
Wow.
He chose not to?
I don't think he likes scoring empty net
hates
goals.
It. He would pass it to somebody else, or like he didn't ever want to score an empty net goal.
Good for him.
So, fun fact again is that Gretzky's record of 92, but Gretzky had something like 11 empty netters that year.
I cheated. All right.
So take that with you.
CD is back from the cone of silence.
All
CD,
right.
how was the cone of silence?
Very quiet in there.
Okay. All right. You locked in? You ready to go? What's going on? I feel like...
No, I'm ready. You were talking hockey when I came in, so I'm assuming.
The last time we got this version of CD was?
What's that?
When he knew the Eagles were going to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he didn't say anything.
We do a radio show. We got to expound on points and things like that.
Oh, God. Remember that?
Yeah. Who's going to be the GOAT?
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, what the?
Jalen Hurts. And we just stopped. Okay. Who's gonna be the other GOAT? Whatever. Chiefs. All of them. Okay. Who's gonna win? Eagles. All right. Do you want to expound? No. My man was locked in.
Yep.
And he's locked in right now. You got hockey.
All right.
Let's do that hockey, CD.
Oh, let's do it.
All right. Marsh?
Pack a lunch.
Okay. Question 1. Where does Brett Hull rank on the all-time leaders list for goals in NHL hockey or NHL history? Where does Brett Hull rank on the all-time leaders list for goals in NHL history?
This is going to be a complete guess. But I feel like, oh, man. I probably should take the options. Yeah. Options.
If you were going to guess, what were you going to...
6.
Your options are 5th, 6th, 7th.
Got to be more careful. 6th. Final answer.
All right, Carey. Question 2. Who scored the game-winning goal in the Stadium Series game between the Blue Jackets and the Red Wings that just happened on March 1st?
I didn't see it. Options. Shame.
All right. Was it Justin Danforth, Zach Werenski, or Kirill Marchenko?
Zach Werenski was an answer a couple of days ago, so I'm going to scratch him off just for... I don't think we'd have him twice. Can you read the options one more time, please?
Justin Danforth, Zach Werenski, or Kirill Marchenko?
Let's go Justin Danforth. Final answer.
Question number 3. As of Monday, March 3rd, which is today. Which Atlantic Division team holds the longest active win streak in the NHL, having won their last 8 games?
Oh, this is bad.
This is bad.
This is really bad. Oh, give me the options.
Options are the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Florida Panthers, or the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Lightning. Final answer.
Last question here, CD. Only Wayne Gretzky scored more goals in a single season than Brett Hull did in the 1990-91 season. How many goals did Brett Hull score that season?
This is awful. Okay. Give me the options.
76, 86, 96.
I wanted to say 71, but 76 is a lot of gold. 86. Give me 76. Final answer.
All right, let's go over these. Brendan versus CD. Chester from the Snake Pit challenged CD today. He said he didn't want hockey. And the wheel said, here's that hockey.
He wanted hockey. It was gamesmanship.
He admitted that he didn't want hockey.
The wheel will know,
after,
though. Even if he was, fibbing, the wheel would know.
The wheel knows. Question 1. Where does Brett Hull rank on the all-time leaders list for goals in NHL history? Brendan, you said 5th. CD, you asked for the options. I asked you, hey, what were you going to go with? You said 6. And that's what you chose with the options. Jamie, correct answer is...
Gretzky, Ovechkin, Yager, Gordie Howe, Brett Hull. 5th.
Now, Brendan did need the options, though, so it's 1-0 Brendan versus CD. Who scored the game-winning goal in the Stadium Series game between the Blue Jackets and Red Wings back on March 1st? Brendan, with the options, you went with Kirill Marchenko. CD, with the options, you went with Justin Danforth. Correct answer is...
It is Justin Danforth.
We're all tied up, 1-1. As of Monday, March 3rd, which Atlantic Division team holds the longest active win streak in the NHL, having won their last 8 games? With the options, Brendan, you went with the Floridian Panthers. CD, with the options, you also went with the Florida team. You went with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Jamie, correct answer is...
Well, it is a Florida team. Tampa Bay, Florida.
CD with a 2-1 lead now over Brendan.
All right.
Comes down to this. Only Wayne Gretzky scored more goals in a single season than Brett Hull did in the 1990-91 season. How many goals did Brett Hull score that season? You both took the options. Brendan, you went with 86. CD, you went with 76. This is how it's going to work. CD wants to hear either 76 or 96. Brendan wants to hear 86. Because then we've got a walk-off. So, Marsh?
Yes.
What's the answer?
The answer is 86.
Walk it off.
We got a walk-off, gentlemen. This is how it's going to work. Brendan, you're going to hold off on your response until Carey writes his answer down and shows us. Once he does, we're going to need your answer lickety-split, all right?
Yeah.
All right, closest to the pin wins. We will have a winner today in the Gauntlet. Carey, are you ready?
Yes.
Brendan, are you ready?
Yes.
Brendan, hold off. Here we go. Your tiebreaker question. How many goals did Brett Hull score in his NHL career? How many goals did Brett Hull score in his NHL career? Waiting on CDs. Answer right now. He's writing it down. Probably doing some math.
I am.
And
That feels low.
He's pausing now. He is.
All right.
We got issues here, folks. We got issues.
Okay.
What do you got?
Yes.
Okay.
I see it.
All right, Brendan, what's your answer?
699.
Okay. All right. Marsh, you got the math done?
Yes.
What did Carey say?
Carey, you wrote down.
Initially wrote 738, then I made it 788.
Man, this is close. You got the math, Marsh?
Wait, that's way closer than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Do something.
Should have stuck with myself.
Wow.
Hold up.
Wow.
Wow. Wow is right. Okay. You got it? You got the right answer?
I got it.
Okay. All right. Brendan.
You have chosen wisely.
What were you going to write down?
738.
Jamie, the correct answer is?
741.
741. So,
Enjoy the Sin Man, CD.
Brendan, you were 42 off. CD, you were 47 off.
Oh, wow.
Man, that one's close. Brendan, congratulations. Now your son Boston can be with you tomorrow. CD's going to have to go to the penalty box. Sorry, CD.
Good job, Brendan.
Thank you very much.
Okay, nice job, Brendan. We'll call you back tomorrow, man.
Is Jamie available tomorrow or not?
No, not tomorrow, unfortunately.
Okay.
No, Jamie. Yeah, Jamie is. What are you? 2 hours tomorrow?
That's Wednesday.
No, off tomorrow.
Oh, off tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Brendan, you have either Marsh or me tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
There you go.
You guys have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
You too, Brendan. Take care, buddy.
CD, I know you very well. I know you very well. This one's ticking you off. I can tell. Now,
Can't imagine why.
What part is ticking you off the most?
Pick a part.
Okay.
Any part.
All right. Tiebreaker.
Yeah, all of it. I definitely thought it was 6th, but I was off by one.
You just got to tip your cap sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, tip your cap.
I'm upset that I actually changed it, and I added, it was 738. And then I was like, oh, you know what?
You were 3 away.
I was
You were
there.
3 away originally. Yeah. Sorry, man.
I'm actually glad that I did not get that one because I knew every single answer.
I'm sure you did. That was going to be a bloodbath. That was going to be a bloodbath for sure.
I'd rather not have those, you know?
Marsh, you probably would have done very well in that too.
Well, I'll be completely honest. I didn't watch that Stadium Series game, so
what are you people doing?
I wouldn't have gotten that right.
Calls himself a hockey fan.
He calls himself a hockey fan, Jamie. Absolutely.
I had no interest in that game.
Unbelievable. Wow.
There's stuff going on.
You're supposed to watch every sporting event ever.
It was Mardi Gras.
Learn a lot about people sometimes.
You are a sports radio host. You're supposed to watch it all.
Hey,
badminton. Soccer.
Say
football.
Say I if you watched the game this weekend.
I did not.
That's what I thought.
On 101 ESPN Around the Diamond, Ivan Herrera is our latest Cardinal that we'll dive into next on 101 ESPN.
Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter back with you here, and I've got the pleasure of having my good buddy Stewie on the phone from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. And Stewie, question I get from a lot of people recently, when they hear us talking to you and you talking on our show, they're always asking about refinancing. What do you have for our listeners today?
Jamie, this is a big opportunity right now. Now, we are in an environment, we are all in this environment, where 1 minute the rates are going up, the next minute the rates are going down, and you got to kind of grab it when you can. So just recently there was some reports showing a slowing in the economy, maybe inflation is dropping back, and all of a sudden we're seeing a huge dive in the interest rate. This is a great opportunity right now. If you're financing in the last year or two, you got to call us and see if you can refinance for free with the bagel loan. Now, next week after that, the Federal Reserve is meeting. They're going to analyze all the recent data, and they may come out and say, you know what, it's not consistent enough for us to go ahead and cut those interest rates. When they say that, you're going to see the interest rates bounce right back up. Now, they could say that, oh, okay, this is great, we're going to lower it, but you know what? They're not shoot by the hip. They like to see things happen consistently. What does that mean for you? If you financed a mortgage in the last year to 2 years, this is the lowest I've seen right now. Take advantage. Refinance for free with the bagel loan. If you say, oh, no, the rates went down lower, it's no problem. We can refinance you for free again if that happens. Take advantage now. It's a window of opportunity. Save the money, reduce the term with the save payment, whatever you want to do, but do it now before it changes.
You hear all the information? That's what you're going to get when you become a client of Stewie. He's all over this. He's all over refinance opportunities. He's all over what the Federal Reserve is doing. He knows where rates are going. He is the only person to call right now, 314-324-4440. Again, that number, 314-324-4440. Call him, text him, day, night, doesn't matter. It's his personal cell phone number. He's waiting for your call, but do it now. Take advantage of it. And if you can't remember that number, you can always Google the bagel loan. Thanks, Stewie.
Have a great day, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
Let's go around the diamond with your St. Louis Cardinals.
Time to go around the diamond with our latest Cardinal feature, who is Ivan Herrera. Carey joining us today from the penalty box.
Yeah.
Or at least this segment.
Look good back there, Carey.
Appreciate you.
You know what? You don't look good back there.
No,
I
don't
hate
feel
seeing
good.
you back there.
I
do. I hate seeing him back there.
I didn't say it. I liked seeing him there. I just said he looks good.
Our brother is in pain right now.
Well, I got plenty of hangers to keep me company, right, Jamie?
I tucked him back there, Carey. I actually put them there because I was going to bring him home and I forgot.
Clearly.
Nah, right?
They fell in there behind the desk now.
All right, boys. Let's do this, Cardinals. What's your biggest question mark surrounding Ivan Herrera, Jamie?
The fact that he can't throw to second base.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm serious. The guy can't throw a runner out. I don't even know the last time he threw a runner out. If ever, Bob.
I'm sure he's thrown a runner out.
Not at the major. I don't think at the major league level.
He threw out a runner. He might have thrown out like over or under 8, Anthony.
In his big league career?
Under.
Last year.
For sure.
Last year?
Yeah.
Under.
I'm going to go over. I think it was like 12.
For sure. Teams were stealing.
They were stealing every chance.
What play got thrown out by him?
Look it up.
I'll look it up.
But that's my same
There's nobody
question.
slow enough.
Can he control the run game? That's my biggest question.
Yeah, because we know the guy can hit.
Yeah. He hits
What, Jamie?
I said I agree with you, Jamie. I said the same thing. I agree.
Oh, I was like, what the hell?
No, I heard you. Even though I'm over here.
I misheard you.
Oh, okay. Wait, you got the numbers?
Let's see here. In 2024, let's see. Sisters. You got it, Marsh? Base runner.
Yeah, how about the guy he just threw out the other day?
Pass balls,
There you go.
wild pitches, stolen bases. He allowed 55.
But how many did he catch?
4.
Oof. Only 4? No way he led. No way.
I'm looking at it right now. Stolen bases. He allowed 55.
2 of the runners tripped.
55.
He only threw out 4 people?
His caught stealing percentage was a crisp 6.8.
Ooh.
It was not good.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
I shot way high with 12.
You certainly did. I don't know where you got 12.
I don't either.
Look, I believe in Ivan Herrera as a hitter.
12? 4 people?
Yeah, no, you
55?
keep saying 12. It's not going to change the number
You're
that I'm
right.
looking at Baseball Reference, Gary. It's 4
people?
Yeah.
Out of 59? Because 55 made it there safely.
Yes. Wow. 6.8% of the runners he threw out.
So 94%
Guys,
made it.
That is the only concern for me with Herrera. I don't know much about. I haven't dove into his analytics or framing and things like that, and I don't even know what they have for those as far as the deep dive into the numbers are. But that's got to be the only concern, is the fact that he can't throw runners out.
Yeah. Or we don't know how he controls a game. We don't know how he calls a game. And what I'm talking about is like, do the pitching staff, can they lean on him? These are all things you have always had with Yachty, and these are things you had the last 2 years when Wilson Contreras has been healthy. Well, they say what you want about Wilson Contreras, or the Cardinals can say whatever they want about his defensive skills, but the guy was a true pro. So this is...
Yeah, he's got a cannon for an arm.
Absolutely. So
no better time than the present, fellas. We'll find out.
Let's play him at first, though.
Nah.
Look, offensively, I think he's got... He's a contactor. He's got great line drive rate. He's got some power. Plate discipline's all there. Offensively, his bat is excellent, or projects to be excellent. Defensively, no idea if he's a solid defensive player. No idea if he's a solid catcher. I don't think the arm strength is there. The blocking, the receiving haven't been there. Like, there's a long way to go. But that's why they coach him.
Yeah, that's why you play the game.
Don't they have, Anthony, don't they have like a... I forget what they call it exactly, but for the catcher, the like
catching coach
runs saved, or you know what I'm talking about?
Defensive run
like
saved.
There's pitchers that hit the dirt.
Yeah, he was a -7.
Obviously,
is that good? What's the league average? Oh God,
he was a -7 last year, Jamie. Yeah, defensive run saved.
This guy's bat plays.
Is that good?
Though.
That's not good.
It's not good. No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know what the average.
He's a DH then.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that he's actually a DH because he only had 5 home runs last year, so he's not a power guy.
He needs more.
You know what, guys?
At bats.
He's a Cardinal.
He had 300 at bats.
Give him more.
So he gets 600. He have 10.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Might have 12.
Baby.
Hey, that guy hit a home run on opening day, and I called it. I'm a fan.
Marsh has got that.
I'll buy his jersey.
That affection for Ivan Herrera just because of that moment. Carey, he doesn't even have 12 caught stealings
in
his career.
That's what I was saying.
He's got 6.
I said under 8.
Really?
Career.
Yeah. He said you were right.
That's not good.
Sorry, man.
That's really bad.
He'll be fine.
Left-handed thrower.
He'll be fine. This defense, I can't wait to watch this defense this year.
Really?
No, it's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. All right, we need some. Do you want to do that now, Marsh?
Yeah, we need more bet the board people.
Congratulations to our guy Jamie Rivers.
I think that's a fast lane
Jamie
win.
won the month of February.
It's a fast lane win.
It out.
Nice job, Jamie. I did not hit my parlay.
Thank you.
Tennessee and Alabama. Was it Tennessee, Alabama?
They went
over.
They went under the game line. It jumped.
Oh.
I got myself a bad number. I was looking at it, I'm like, it hit under. Wait, that's my number.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
Either way, Jamie won.
Yeah.
So nice job. So we
Good job,
need
Jamie.
We do need new Bet the Board
Thank you very much.
contestants for the month of March. Fast Lanes month.
Oh, yeah.
314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. Marsh, did I just screw you for the Sports Six-Pack? You got some questions already.
No, we'll be fine.
You're a pro.
I'm a pro.
So we're going to do the first part of the six-pack, but also, again, if you want to play Bet the Board, 314-399-9646, you can text in and let us know that you want to play, and maybe you'll have an opportunity to take Jamie and Irv the Monkey. Sports Six-Pack is next.
Anthony, ever since we started Mentality, life has changed in a really positive way. And it's tough for men that get to their 30s or 40s or 50s. like you just don't feel the same. And if you don't figure out what's going on, then you just feel worse, not just physically, but mentally. You can feel depressed. Well, thank goodness for Mentality. We both went in there. They're board-certified physicians, did an amazing job of talking to us, asking the right questions. And ever since that, they took the blood and figured out that I was low in testosterone, deficient in certain vitamins, and now I'm on the peptide train. It is awesome. I feel great every day. Late night last night, getting in, up early this morning, working out, walking down the beach, feeling great about myself. And Anthony, it's all thanks to Mentality.
Yeah, I love Mentality. I love the program. I love what it's done for you and I. You got the advice to go down to Mentality thanks to our guy Brad Thompson. You also imparted that wisdom on me. I saw you for the first time in a while, whenever that time was, a couple of years ago, and you're like, hey, man, you got to check out Mentality with me. And from that point on, I have felt great. I got my workout in today, and it is amazing, right? Like, we all fall into lulls, even on Mentality. I get into lulls at times, but I know that when I start to rev up the workout again, I start to concentrate and really focus in on what I want to do. It's amazing. My workout today was a heck of a lot easier than it was just a week ago, and I know thanks in large part to at 42, almost 43 now, I got a lot of help, and it's because of Mentality. So if you're somebody that, if you're a guy, you've been dragging, you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, check out Mentality. They draw your blood. They make sure that everything is going right. Jamie, they also check out some other things. There's nothing else going wrong or, under the hood so that you can notify your doctor. I mean, they do a complete blood panel. They do a great job, and you feel outstanding. It works. So check them out. 2 locations, one in Chesterfield, one in South County. LowTUSA.com is where you can find them online. Tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you. It's Mentality.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues lose last night to the Dallas Stars by a final score of 6-3. They'll take on the LA Kings on Wednesday. Pregame starts at 8:30. Puck drop is at 9:30. Coming up next, we have our Sports Six-Pack. So get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh. The Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
2 pros and 1 average.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
It's Fastline on 101 ESPN. We're going to do part 1 of our Sports Six-Pack right now. If you got any questions, you can send us 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service text line. March, what do we got for question 1, please?
Question number 1.
All right, we get a question from the 314. What are your thoughts on what Travis Hunter had to say in his comparison to Shohei Ohtani?
Well, you better be able to back that up if you're going to throw that out there. But I mean, Jamie, he's one of the only players that I've seen in my lifetime to play on both sides of the ball and to do it at a level where you're like, holy crap! We're not just talking about a few gadget plays for Travis Hunter. I mean, he played both sides, so. He, at the very least, he was the Shohei Ohtani of college football last year. I don't know if he's going to be in the NFL.
Yeah, that's the thing is Shohei Ohtani is not just doing this at the collegiate level. He's doing it in Major League Baseball, and he's doing it better than anybody else. He's one of the best power hitters in the game. He's one of the best pitchers in the game when he's pitching. So it's pretty tough to say that what you're doing is more difficult than what one of the greatest athletes to ever play any sport is doing at the highest level.
Yeah.
So that's my issue right now is if Travis Hunter becomes Deion Sanders and Jerry Rice mixed together, because that's pretty much what he'd have to be comparable to Shohei Ohtani when it comes to being 2 different roles within a sport.
Right.
I mean, wouldn't you agree? Like Shohei Ohtani's so damn good at it that it's like Deion and Jerry Rice mixed together.
Yeah, I guess there's 2 parts to this question, right, Jamie? So one part is, do you think that Travis Hunter could be what Shohei Ohtani is? Well, you have to prove it, and you have to do it at an elite level, because that's what Ohtani's doing. He is doing it at a professional level. He's doing it at an elite level. So that's one part of the conversation. We just don't know yet with Travis Hunter. The other part is, the kid received a lot of criticism for saying that it's more difficult to do it in football than it does in baseball. If we just say purely from a sport-to-sport comparison, not Travis Hunter doing it in college, collegiately, and Shohei doing it at the big league level, if we just say football and baseball, is it more difficult to play offensively and defensively in football compared to pitching and hitting? I don't think he's that far off. I don't think he deserves criticism for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Playing both ways in football?
Think about that.
He doesn't do it. He doesn't even do it though yet.
Well, that's why I said let's put that aside. Like, let's just say these 2 are comparable, right? Like,
but here's my issue.
Yeah.
My issue is that Shohei Ohtani isn't just doing it. He's like one of the best at doing it. So it's one thing to just participate and play both positions, but Shohei Ohtani is one of the best. And let's be honest, to throw pitches like he does, to paint the corners, to get the strikeouts, and then to hit the ball as far as he does, like, I don't know, man. And I know, covering a receiver and getting open. I think honestly, this is a question you could debate for an hour and a half and never actually have a clear winner.
Sure. One of the most difficult things to do in all sports is to hit a baseball. Like that, bottom line, is one of the most difficult things to do in all of sports. So maybe just on that alone, Shohei Ohtani wins. I think maybe where Travis Hunter comes into play here is like from a physical standpoint, not everybody can take a hit. Not everybody can deliver a hit. Not everybody can tackle. Not everybody can cover. So there is a physical and conditioning element to this compared to the technical side of baseball.
Yeah, the thing with this, though, to me, Shohei Ohtani is doing it at the highest level of the sport. Travis Hunter has only done it at college. Who's to say that he can do this again at the NFL? He might not be able to.
I get that. That's why I removed that part of it.
But if he is able to do it.
I'm trying to remove that. Yeah.
Let's just pretend, Marshy, all things are equal. That he's able to do it at the NFL level. What's more difficult? And I don't know. I know that hitting a baseball is really difficult.
I'll tell you what's probably more difficult is doing what his head coach did and playing two different sports. Like, to me, that's more difficult in navigating the time and all that stuff. Yeah, from a physical standpoint and the durability of your body, yeah, it's probably more difficult to do. But I think just in general, being able to hit a baseball at that level is extremely difficult. Like, you can't, it's hard. Mm-hmm. And then, by the way, the guy who is hitting that ball is also on the other side of that, being the guy throwing that ball.
Sure.
And being, what would you say, Shohei Ohtani, top 10 pitcher in baseball?
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
and if Shohei Ohtani were to go across the middle, even in a college game, he also may die. So
would he? He's huge. He's a big guy and he can run fast.
He may get
profiles
rocked.
He could profile as a football player.
Yeah,
he may get rocked.
That's fair.
But Travis Hunter might never hit a baseball ever, playing a major league level.
Yeah.
No, you hate my answer.
Jamie, I think you were right 5 minutes ago when you said we could debate this for hours and still not have much of it.
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
Chasing your tail gets old after a while.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. All right, we'll do one more, then we'll move to our part two here.
Question number 2.
From the 636, if the Chiefs move to Kansas, do you think that will be on the same level St. Louis experienced when the Rams moved?
If the what?
If the Chiefs move to Kansas, like new stadium, they move out of where they're at now and they move to Kansas.
Out of Missouri.
No, I don't think so. I guess it depends, like how far they're going into Kansas.
But what's going to do is it's going to affect like the state of Missouri and the city of Kansas City, Missouri in particular, because look at all the revenue that every home game the Chiefs provide in that area, whether it is, parking, food, restaurants, hotels, all that stuff, that will now be into the Kansas side of things.
Sure.
You'll still have some people for sure, but I don't know. I just think I would hate to see that move happen just because of the logistics of a new stadium. Like the Rams, St. Louis are losing their team to Los Angeles. Like, that's a big difference. Can you imagine if St. Louis lost the Rams to, I don't know. It's stupid, but like Edwardsville.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what the hell are we doing here?
Right. I wish the Rams were in Edwardsville, though.
Me too. I'd love that.
Be a quick drive, Jamie. Okay.
It would be.
All right, we're going to go to our part 2 here. Marsha, do you have something?
I was just going to say, I think the biggest hit would be for the small businesses in the area.
Yeah,
that's
true.
To me, that's probably who would have the most impact.
Yeah, definitely.
But what's another 40-minute drive or however long it is to get there?
Time is precious, Andrew.
No, I understand. I get it.
Not to see your football team, though.
I think it'd be terrible if they just moved out of the city in general,
Do you? Because I feel like you're saying it in a passive-aggressive way.
I'm just saying that.
Almost like you hope it happens.
No, I'm not hoping anything. It'd just be terrible if it happened,
We should just go ahead and build a stadium, and maybe they'll come here.
Yeah, no, wouldn't
sure.
that be funny?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be ironic? That'd be hilarious.
We're keeping it in the state of Missouri. Welcome to your St. Louis Chiefs. All right, it's Fast on 101 ESPN. Sports Six Pack continues next on 101 ESPN.
All right, it's that time of year. Things are starting to change. The weather is changing, and your HVAC unit is a massive part of all of this. You want to make sure that things are going to run smoothly. Can't imagine getting that hot St. Louis heat, and then you've got AC unit that's not working, or maybe you've hired a company before and they've come over, they've upcharged you, poor customer service. Stop that. Call my friends over at Elite Comfort Experts. They're the best in the business. They're no gimmicks, just guarantees. That's what their motto is, and they prove that every time they get into a customer's home. They want to make sure that customer is completely satisfied and that they've done a real good job. And again, the servicing of your HVAC unit is important. You need that spring cleaning. I know myself that the air conditioner gets full of all sorts of things throughout the winter. They come out, they take the panels off, they clean all that up for you to maximize the use of your AC unit. And again, they are family owned since 2003. They guarantee you 100% satisfaction. Even if that means they got to go back out 2 or 3 times to make sure the customer is satisfied, they will do that for you. So please call my friend Katie over at Elite Comfort Experts at 636-260-1374. Again, that's 636-260-1374, or you can always visit them at EliteComfortExperts.com.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, I'm Anthony Stalter. So we're drafting our new Bet the Board for the month of March. And Drake has the first pick. What's up, Drake?
How you guys doing today?
We're doing great, man. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing. You got the first pick. Would you like to take Jamie, Marsh, Carey, or me?
I'm going to take you because Marsh said that you were probably one of the coldest right now. So
one of the coldest?
Yeah, you're the coldest. You're due. Like, it's a positive thing. Like,
French toast.
Anthony's the coldest. You know,
I don't think that's how you meant
coolest.
No, the coldest.
Nah, I know what you meant.
Like you haven't won in a while.
Here's the thing, Drake. Drake, I'm going to talk to you right now because there was another time where all these guys started to pile on. And I almost actually cursed. I took him behind the fast lane woodshed. So Drake, you're getting a motivated Anthony right now, man. Let's do this. We're gonna win.
Let's do it.
All right. Thank you for listening. Thanks for picking me. Now let's fast lane these fools up.
All right. So I think I'm going with UCLA -3.5. I think it's at 110, -110.
Oh, you're going to go tonight. So, all right. You want that pick? I'll give it to you.
That might be the best way to go about it, Drake.
Hey, that's fine. Is that tonight's game?
Maybe he's pulling you along, Anthony.
Oh, Drake, listen, Drake, and wait, this can be a combo effort. I got no problem with that, Drake. All right, UCLA, let's do it.
All right, you got it?
All right, I wrote it down.
All right.
Perfect.
Good stuff. Thanks, Drake.
Yep, you're welcome.
All right.
How's it going, guys?
You too.
Thanks, Drake.
I think Drake is going to will you to this win, whether you want it or not.
What happens tomorrow when Drake doesn't get to call in?
I don't know. As long as
he's going to be so pissed at you.
Listen, what if that's the only win of the month?
Here's what I know.
Hilarious.
Here's what I know.
Unbelievable.
If I just look at games as if I'm picking for Jamie,
you win.
I'll win. I'll crush it. So that's what I have to do.
Fast lane yourself, okay?
I just have to look at it and say, what pick do I want to screw Jamie with? And then I'll roll.
That was aggressive.
Yeah.
Well,
have you met him?
I have.
Me?
Talking to him about you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I am aggressive.
Yeah, very.
I'm a sick unit.
are.
You guys know that. All right, Marsh. Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack. Question 3, please.
Question number 3.
A lot of people are texting in about this, but from the 636, John Cena heel turn. Is this the best thing for WWE? Carey, your thoughts?
I saw all the comments. Just like, what happened? What did he do? Was not expecting that. Did not expect to see John Cena go to the dark side. And then he had this look about him, and I'm like, oh, he's really done it. Like, he's always smiling and, hey, you know, and now he's
now you see me.
And now you don't. Now you don't see him anymore. You see the heel version of him. He was looking into that camera, dead stare. And I was like, oh, like his soul left him. And I was afraid. And I'm afraid for what it means for WWE now.
Why did he turn?
We're all wondering.
Because
nobody knows.
Made him.
The Brock made him?
The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock made him?
You don't know who The Rock is?
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson.
No, I know who The Rock
owns
is.
the
I didn't know he's still
football.
wrestling.
Yeah, he does everything. Never mind. Yeah, he's still wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So The Rock made him. All right.
Yeah.
I'm following along.
All I know is Cody Rhodes needs to stop shaking hands with people
Yeah.
because they're turning on him real quick. He took one to the lower region, Anthony, from John Cena. Then got slapped
by Travis
punched
Scott,
by Travis Scott.
Travis Hunter.
No, not
Travis
He might
Hunter.
go number 1.
No, not Travis Hunter.
Probably better than Shohei.
Depending on who you ask, especially if you ask him.
Heel turn. Huge,
Yeah.
Anthony.
It's a big deal.
I wrote it all down.
You gonna watch?
Yep.
You're not.
Question number
Just
4.
after I get to that Stadium Series game.
All right. From a 618, which could set a franchise back more? Missing on a first-round pick, spending big money on a free agent, or trading the farm for a superstar?
Trading a farm for the superstar if the superstar doesn't work out.
I agree.
I think that, or hell, it doesn't even have to be a superstar. Just making a trade in which you give up.
Too much.
And too much. But I'll just throw out, I don't know, like a random example just to kind of.
Oh, don't do this.
If you give up like 2 top-end pitchers for a DH who was only here for 2 years, like that sort of thing can ruin you.
Jamie, make him stop.
Ruin
Please.
you.
I can't.
Even when certain people don't feel as though that could ruin you, it ruins
I
you.
knew exactly what you were about to do.
That's because you know me.
I do.
Love me. We're brothers.
Just knew that's
You
where
knew
you
where
were.
I was going.
I knew exactly where you were going. It's unnecessary.
It's totally necessary.
It's not.
We got a perfect example. We have a perfect example right here in St. Louis.
That
where
damn
you trade multiple top-end pitchers for one guy for 2 years.
That player that you speak of has had some really good years since he left here.
You had him in left field, climbing fences, multiple fences. No idea where the ball was.
It dropped 20 feet short.
Ruined you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was bad.
Then you had to get guys like Steven Matz and Miles
Anthony,
McCollus.
Why must you remind us?
Nah. And next question? Or actually, wait. Do you guys agree?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's some bad franchise. I was going to say the Browns paid the quarterback a lot, but they were never good, so it's not like that mattered. You miss out on the first round.
Teams miss out on first round picks all the time.
Yeah. So, trading the farm, trading too many players.
The 49ers traded up for Trey Lance, cut him two seasons, or a year and a half, and then went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You're right, Anthony.
Thank you.
I just didn't like your example.
That's fine. What? Eggplant emoji. Go fast lane yourself, Anthony. Another one. Anthony, go fast lane yourself. His controller died.
His controller died.
Is Tabato's climbing the wall?
That's awesome.
Is that a thing, Marsh? In like video games?
It's a joke. Like, there's a meme of Alex Ovechkin, I don't know if he's back checking or what it was, but he's literally just coasting as the other team's going down and scoring. And then it's like photoshopped and it says controller has died, like plug it back in or something. Because it's like when your controller dies, obviously you can't play as whatever character you're playing as. It doesn't matter what video game it is. But, you just kind of go like you're just standing there. You're not doing anything. But in like baseball, probably more so in like NHL, if you're playing and your controller guys, your guy will literally just like coast right into the boards until you turn it back on. It's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny. All right, it's Fast on 101 ESPN. We'll continue our Bet the Board draft. Plus, how do we feel about the Blues since February 1st? Got some numbers that might make you feel real good about things. That's next on 101 ESPN.
If you're looking to improve the look of your vehicle, visit my friends over at Pure Performance. They are the one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. Whether you drive a Jeep or a Bronco, especially this time of year, starting to get nice outside. Maybe you want to add a lift kit, leveling kit, some light packages. Also, that's going to be exactly what Pure Performance can help you with. And they don't just cover Jeeps and Broncos. They've got pickup trucks that they work on, minivans, any car you've got. And when it comes to tires, they handle all tires for any vehicle at all, not just the big off-road oversized tires. They also handle tires for any vehicle that you've got. So head over to their showroom, 25,000 square foot facility, and in there ask for Caleb or Shelby. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. And one more thing, if you have an ATV, a UTV, or the golf cart that you're driving around, getting ready maybe for St. Paddy's Day or something, Pure Performance also carries those wheels and tires. So please get over there, check them out. You'll love it. If you can't get there in person, visit them online at pureperformance.com. That's pure, P-U-R, performance.com.
All right, before we get into some Blues stats, we got Kevin on the line. Kevin's got the second pick for Bet the Board. What's up, Kevin?
What's up, guys?
Appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing. So, Kevin, you have the options of Marsh, Carey, or Jamie. Who would you like to pick?
So I'm torn. I kind of want to go Marsh. I'm pretty sure he was pretty cold last month. Or ride the hot streak with Jamie.
Yeah, okay. So somebody due or somebody that might be seeing the game well?
Let's go ahead and go with Marshy with the comeback.
All right,
Marshy.
there you go.
Yes.
There you go. Now, I will warn you, when Marsh feels like he's out of it, he starts really winging it. Yeah.
That's fine with me. Give me those big parlays.
There you go. You may only have to hit one. All right, so Kevin, you're with Marsh.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks for listening.
What I will say, the first time I won Bet the Board was March of 2024.
Oh. You won our month?
I did. So, and then I won the next month, too. I always win back-to-back. I never always win, but when I do, I win back-to-back.
I don't always win Bet the Board, but when I do, I win back-to-back.
So there you go, Kevin.
I like that.
Kevin, you're all set, man.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN, 509. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. What'd you say, Jamie?
I said, whatever, Kevin.
That's true. He did step over Jamie's body there.
He did.
So the Blues, I got some numbers for you guys. All right, I was doing some numbers, boys, and since February 1st, I've got some numbers with the Blues. They rank 6 in points percentage since February 1st. Goals for, tied for 5th. Goals against, 2nd. So fewest, second.
That's good.
Goal differential over that span, 2nd at plus 20. Special teams, power play percentage, 4th. Penalty kill, took a hit last night, but 15th. So at least right around league average there, or actually league average. Shooting and goaltending. Shots per game, this is the only bad one, 29th. Other than that, shooting percentage, league rank, they're first. They rank 14th in shots against and first in save percentage. I was shocked with some of these numbers. But so since February 1st, tangible evidence that the Blues under Jim Montgomery have really turned things around. And Jamie, I'm sure you can attest to the fact that what you're seeing visually also matches what these numbers are saying.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. Like, I was sitting with Al McInnes last night watching the game because we weren't doing the broadcast. And, you know, Al and I, we occupy a large piece of Blues hockey, like, meaning that we've seen a lot of teams for a lot of years. And we both agreed that this might be the most fleet of foot defensive core that we've had here for the Blues. And the way they're playing defense and the way they're defending and the way they move the puck, join the attack, it's been awesome. And what Jim Montgomery has been able to do from a standpoint of getting the buy-in of the forwards, the defensemen, all of those guys, playing the defensive system, checking in the neutral zone. Like, very seldom do you see teams, you know, ripping around in the offensive zone like they were a year or two ago when it felt like, damn, they got a power play all the time. You're not seeing that. So the eye test is matching the numbers, and I still think there's another level to this team. And I don't mean like championship level. I just think there's another level where the consistency can even be more prominent from this group of players.
Yeah.
I think the goals against number was probably the most impressive. You said 2nd since February 1st. Like, if you're not allowing teams to score, you're probably having an opportunity to win those games. And you just hit on it, Jamie, the fact that the defense and how fleet of foot they are, how well they're playing, that's something to be excited about. I told you that penalty kill. Now, yesterday wasn't a great showing for the penalty kill group, but that game against the Capitals, that second period where it was just effort after effort after effort, and not giving in, not giving up. And that's all you can ask for when you're at a disadvantage. You continue to go forward and keep trying to, put bodies on bodies and sticks on sticks and not allow shots to happen. I think they have shown more energy, especially after the Four Nations tournament. I think they've shown so much more energy than they had prior to that. It's been really exciting to watch this team play as of late.
Yeah, I agree. Splashback Deuce said, Anthony, thank you for doing those numbers. Someone please check that those numbers are real. That was funny.
Staltered it.
Yeah, totally. But no, look, I realize that there's a lot of frustrated Blues fans right now because the team, might not make the playoffs, and even if they make the playoffs, will they do anything? I get all that. I really do. But here's the bottom line. You replaced your head coach on November 24th. Jim Montgomery came in November 24th. We knew that there was going to be a little bit of a learning curve that was going to have to happen, even with somebody that is as well respected as Jim Montgomery. So now that you have gotten through full month of December, full month of January, plus a little, few games in February, where are we? And where we are is the Blues, there's tangible evidence that they have been one of the top teams in hockey since February 1st, statistically.
Jamie, is that just solely because the team is starting to really grasp a hold of what Monty is trying to do, or is it that they just finally figured something out and they're playing better?
It's a mix of both. And the main thing that I hear from Monty when he talks about this team since the break is that they've really embraced working harder. It doesn't mean like they weren't working hard before, but they're embracing working hard to a level that's completely uncomfortable. And since they've done that, they've had success. So now you know this, you guys all know this. If you're doing something that's really difficult, it can be grueling. You don't like it, but then you see results. Whatever it is in life, whether it's selling something, stuff at the house, our jobs, sports. When you see the results, the fruits of your labor, that makes a difference. That's when you get a lot of buy-in from the team. And now it's just become a way of life. These guys are working so hard every day, and they're really taking a tremendous amount of pride in playing stingy defense. And you can just see it. I mean, the team is just playing a lot harder, blocking shots, sticking up for each other. I said it earlier, they just got a real good vibe right now surrounding this team.
Yeah. Good call. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie is in L.A., where the Blues will take on the Kings on, Wednesday night. Wednesday night, they'll take on the Kings again. Puck will drop at 8:30. I'm sorry, the puck will drop at 9:30 local time, pregame at 8:30. Yeah. Sorry
about that, guys. I tried to get you. The West Coast isn't quite as good, guys.
No, not at all. When do they play the Capitals again in Washington? Because that was fun.
Yeah, next year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nothing you could do?
I think he got one more for
I can make a couple phone calls, but,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Has Nolan Gorman earned a spot this year in spring training? His stats would say go fast lane yourself. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Well, if you're one of those people that loves sports betting, let me tell you about Circa Sports Illinois, the app. It's awesome. It's so easy to find on their website or on the App Store. Just download the app. Super user-friendly as well. You can find all the player props, the parlays, and anything else that you're looking for. And it all started with Derek Stevens, who's the owner of Circa Casino in Las Vegas. He had a vision a long time ago to create the world's largest sports book. Now It's in the palm of your hand. It's awesome. They've got great lines for all of their futures bets. They've got the best odds in the business, too. Go to any other app, download an app, compare the odds. Circa has them beat every time, and that's the best thing is they don't need promos. The promo is in the price and your payout. They've also got tight money line splits, which obviously you love that, high betting limits, and just overall the feel of the app is fantastic. So please get over, download the app today, and bet like a pro with your Circa Sports Illinois app. Join in on all the excitement and the winnings. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Let's continue our Bet the Board draft with Matt, who's up next. What's up, Matt?
What's up, fellas?
Not much, brother, man. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing Bet the Board. So you've got two options. You have got CD or you got Jamie Rivers. Who would you like to take?
I'm going to go with the hot hand and stick with Rivers.
Hey. Okay, Jamie Rivers is now off the board. He would say good luck to you, but he disappeared. So we're looking at it
somewhere.
Yeah,
probably jumped out the window.
And
he's looking at an empty room. Oh, here we go. Now he's approaching the mic. There we go. Hey, here we go, Jamie. Here we go. You're gonna take Matt to Bet the Board. Here we go.
Hey, what do we got going? Sorry, boys.
Matt just
I had to use the facilities real quick.
Matt just picked you.
Attaboy, Matty!
Attaboy, Rivers, let's go.
Let's go, baby.
There you go. All right, so Matt, you're aligned with Jamie.
All right, sounds good, fellas.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, see you, Matt.
All right, later.
Somebody's going to get a very ticked off and motivated CD.
Yeah, it's cool.
So
it's all good. Save the best for last, some people say.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Darn right they do.
Yeah,
want to see me
sometimes.
ticked off.
Unless it's the schoolyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Hey, tell that truck to maybe fix their brakes. What's going on back there?
Right? Squeaky.
Jeez.
I could just close the window, but then I'd lose my keys.
Jamie's like, you know what? The window's too important to me.
It is right now. Our listeners want it. They know. They're like, okay, we know he's not with the boys, but we can hear him in L.A. and we can feel the vibe.
Yeah, there you go.
I think.
Something like
or
that.
They hate me.
A few.
Either way. So, guys, Nolan Gorman and Marsh, check my.
Well, there was a text that said it earlier. So,
What did it say?
Jamie's out in L.A. Yeah, great. Didn't think I could hate him even more. And LOL.
Oh no.
But the LOL makes it all better, guys.
It kind of does.
You can text anything to anybody, and then you finish with an LOL, and they're really not sure.
You're not wrong.
Right. I feel like when they had the LOL, though, it's kind of like, hey, I'm joking.
Then there was another message that said, Jamie, you got a sign hanging out of your window says honk if you're horny. Which is...
You can see that?
All right, hey, let's get serious.
When Ashley gets here.
15, Anthony.
Nolan Gorman.
Oh, that's not a laughing matter.
In spring training is 1 for 47, 46 Ks.
No, he's not that bad.
No. It's 1 for 15. What, 8 Ks, Marsh? Is that the latest? One
Yes.
for 14, 1 for 15, 8 Ks, something like that.
That's
It's
not
good.
great.
15.
It's not good. Now,
He did hit a double, though.
well, the one hit was a double. There you go. Now, in fairness, Mason Wynn isn't hitting well either.
He hasn't hit at all.
Never, Bob.
This
So, we already know that Mason Wynn is locked in as your future face of the franchise. Sorry, Alec Burleson and Andrew Marsh. But
St. Louis Star. There's a difference.
Has Nolan Gorman earned a spot just from the fact that the Cardinals still have high hopes for him? Do you think that there's any chance he'll start in AAA after they had sent him down last year?
I don't think he has. I don't think he's earned a spot. I mean, first of all, you were already.
I'm just talking about roster spot, by the way. Not even a starting.
Well,
I'm not talking about starting.
He's probably on the roster. I mean, but I think we talked about it earlier. When you are struggling, again, as a player, your window starts to close if you don't perform at the level that they expect you to. It's not a. This is. Once you get to the professional level, everything is being scrutinized and you're being looked at and being watched. And if you cannot hit the ball, which is primarily your job, I don't even know if you have another job at this point other than to hit the ball and hit it far, and you're unable to do that, that leaves a lot of questions because it leaves a spot on the roster that if this guy can't get a hit, we can't have him here. Mm-hmm. So I don't know that he's gotten to that point yet, where he's out of a roster spot and out of playing time and being sent down and trying to correct it. And you do that for a second year in a row, you're probably mentally in the dumps and cannot figure it out. But he's getting close, in my opinion. And if he continues to struggle this spring, you may be looking at it and say, hey, yeah, it's time to go in a different direction.
I just find it odd that.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Sorry, Marshy. Go ahead, bud.
Go ahead, Marshy.
I find it odd that a guy that didn't finish the season last year with the big club is just like automatically in the lineup because we have to give him more at bats. And I get it. But the lineup really hasn't changed. Like, other than Paul Goldschmidt, like, it hasn't changed. And this guy wasn't on your team at the end of the season.
Yeah.
When you were out of the playoffs. Like, I don't think it should just be given to him. And right now, I don't think he's earning it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. But go ahead, Jamie.
For me, he's just a bat off the bench right now. He's a left-handed bat off the bench until he can prove to me that he can hit the ball a little more regularly because, I mean, it's bad right now.
It ain't great. I mean,
I'm conflicted with this because I kind of feel I feel like when people are arguing against Gorman, it's like, we know who he is. Yeah, you're right. We know who he is. Somebody's going to strike out a lot, and he's also going to have a fair amount of home runs. So is there a spot in your lineup for that? I mean, pinch hitting, I realize what you're saying, Jamie. He can come off the bench and hit home runs too. Pinch hitting's a different animal. It's incredibly difficult. So,
oh yeah.
This goes back, I think, to our conversation earlier where we're talking about pick a lane, Cardinals. Pick a lane. Because if Arenado is in Houston right now, Gorman, like, you're counting on Gorman to be a regular in your lineup.
Well,
so what has changed? 15 bats in spring training?
Fortunately, you don't have that problem as of now.
No, you don't.
You got Nolan Arenado there.
Are we overreacting?
Yes.
Are we?
Yeah. It's 15. It's 15
I'm just
bats
asking
in spring
because
training.
we always say, like, if a player's batting very well, it's just spring training.
Yeah.
But then, if we're going to do that, we can't be hypocritical.
Exactly.
When he's struggling, say, the earth is falling. So I don't know.
This is how this works. Mason Wynn had a great year last year. He's 0 for gopher in spring training. That's only spring training. Nolan Gorman didn't finish the year on the big league roster, right? He's got one hit. Caught him.
But it's a track record thing. It's a track record thing. Like, Mason Wynn proved that he can do it, like, pretty consistently throughout a season. As a young player, like, his first full year in the bigs, he had a great year.
So 1 year.
1 year. So
that's
But I'm willing to give him more.
That's a track
more
record.
of a runway, though. I'm willing to give him more of a runway heading into this spring training when I don't really have a lot of questions about what Mason Wynn can do. I have a ton of questions about Nolan Gorman.
He hits home runs.
Does he?
What?
Not yet.
I think. Listen.
This kid had 27 home runs as a 23-year-old 2 years ago.
How many did he have last year?
19. And fewer at bats.
How many strikeouts did he have?
He sucked.
He had 151.
How many strikeouts did he have the year before?
148.
So he's trending up with less at bats.
Yeah.
You're going the wrong way.
That's not great.
No, it's not great. What do you want me to say?
What I'm telling you is it starts to get a little tight. As a player, it starts to get a little tight. You start, just trust me, it starts to get a little tight. You realize that you haven't been performing well. Yeah, just a little more pressure. Start squeezing that bat a little bit tighter. Start swinging a little bit harder. Start missing a little bit more. Just telling you. You squeeze that bat, Jamie, and you swing it hard. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You don't want to over squeeze it, Carey.
You squeeze it as tight as you can.
Splashback Juice brings up a good point. You want a track record? Put a bunch of old guys in there. They could go this route, Marsh. You say the word.
Be here.
You say the word, and this team.
Don't be pointing your finger at me.
Will sign any Brandon Crawford you want.
You know they won't. They won't even sign anybody.
They'll sign Matt Carpenter.
They
They'll
signed
get
a
Matt
minor league
Carpenter,
deal this
skinny
year.
ass back here in a Cardinals uniform for you.
No, they won't
you
sign
keep talking
anybody.
this crap.
Anthony, come on.
You just don't like Ding Dong Johnsons. Say it.
I do like Ding Dong Johnsons when they're playing at the major league level.
27 home runs a year ago.
Luke and
2 years ago.
Ding Dong Johnsons.
In the minors.
He should be on the roster.
Gorman, 27 home runs 2 years ago. Not good enough for you people. Okay.
What have you done for me lately?
He's 1 for 15 with a double.
Done for me lately.
And a walk.
And a walk.
Ooh, yeah.
What are you guys laughing about?
It's just Jamie being Jamie.
Marsh, you going to read something there?
Yeah, the
Carey got a
five,
text.
I did.
the 573 said 10 from TMA made a great point this morning. It's only concerning when it's a continuation of last year, which is the case for Nolan Gorman.
There you go.
Oh, Tim McKernan spitting knowledge.
I just said the same thing.
That's not what I heard.
I didn't hear it either.
You said the whole thing with Mason Wynn. Mason Wynn last year. That's only spring training. Nolan Gorman like that.
Take it back. Anthony said
You
it.
were being
say it the
sarcastic.
same way.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Your voice gets a little bit higher when you start to be sarcastic.
What the fast lane is going on here?
Oh, there's a lot.
First Amziger, now McKernan. Who said it first? Technically.
Clearly. He was on early this morning.
Arnold Water Tower. That's a funny name. Arnold Water Tower says, breaking news. I was just signed to the Cards for Gorman's spot. Haven't played in 15 years.
Hey!
Arnold Water Tower.
Yeah, nice.
Arnold
Congratulations.
Water Tower.
Yes.
There we go.
He wants to be here.
Yep. Of course he does.
Oh, man. All right. The Fast Lane, that's us. We have your shot to score a pair of tickets to see your St. Louis Blues take on the Vancouver Canucks. March 20th at Enterprise Center. The first 12,000 fans that night will receive a mystery Blues hat courtesy of Ticketmaster. Get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com/promotions. You can also register to win tickets to the game at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app. Here's your trivia question for today. Which member of the Fast Lane has his birthday first in March? Which member of the Fast Lane has his birthday first in the month of March? We're all in March. All four of us are. Which one is first? If you text in right now, you have the correct answer to 314-399-9646. You'll go see your Blues take on the Canucks on March 20th. We've got Bet the Board next on 101 ESPN.
We hear all the ads regarding, HVAC companies and whatnot, but do all of them truly care that the customers are 100% satisfied? I can tell you that Elite Heating and Cooling, they care. They're the best in the business. They're family owned since 2003, by the way. Husband and wife, they run it. Katie is our girl over there, and they have a tremendous amount of pride in making sure that they do a great job in the St. Louis, St. Charles area. And they're no gimmicks, just guarantees. That's what they are. That means they're not going to fool you with some gimmicky, discount, this, that, the other. No, they're going to make sure that they do a great job for you, and they're going to make sure that you pay a good price, but that you're satisfied. They're dedicated to being the best in the business, and sitting down with Katie and talking to her and just getting to know exactly how they operate over there at Elite. It's comforting for me to know that they are my HVAC team, and they should be yours as well. So please give them a call right now, 636-260-1374. Again, that's 636-260-1374. It's time for spring cleaning. Give Elite Heating and Cooling a call, or visit them online at EliteComfortExperts.com.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Blues, they fall to the Dallas Stars last night by a final score of 6-3. They'll be back in action on Wednesday, taking on the LA Kings. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 8:30. Puck drop is at 9:30. If you missed anything from today's show, including our interview with Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider from The Athletic, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We have Bet the Board coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh. This Sports Center update is brought to you by
Saliga
Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. And speaking of CD, CD is going to be paired with a doctor.
Yeah.
That's right,
Ooh.
Dr. Smooshy Poops.
Yes.
From the Snake Pit. He's fourth. He's drafting fourth, and he is going to be paired with CD. What's up, Doc?
Oh, nothing much. Yeah, I'm ready to take Carey with my my first overall pick today.
Yeah.
Excellent. There you go. I love that.
First or worst
How
overall?
you hit
No,
first.
see, he was fair. He's being positive about it. He took a potential
Can't hear properly.
took a potential opportunity and then turned it positive. So nice job, Dr. Smooshy Poops.
Appreciate it.
It's my first rounder. First rounder.
That's right. You wanted CD anyways.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly what I texted March.
There you go.
There you go. Perfect. All right, Doc. You and CD all month long here in March.
Let's go.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, there you have it. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you around the Snake Pit.
You got it.
All right. There you go, CD. You feel good?
I feel great.
All right. Everybody feel good?
Feeling great.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go, baby.
Excellent. Let's rock and/or roll. Jamie, you got the first pick. You were the champ.
That was
What?
throwback.
What?
Rock and/or roll?
Yeah. Say that in the morning.
You did?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Matt Rocchio. Yeah.
Guy.
I miss Rock.
Rock my guy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good,
right.
Matt's a real good dude. Real good dude.
Yes. Solid,
Yeah.
dude.
Jamie?
Am I first? Yeah.
Yeah,
you-
am I first?
You know
He knows.
you won in March.
Am I first?
Fast lane. You. Go.
Yeah. LOL. All right. I'm going with the NHL. Tampa Bay plays the Florida Panthers tonight. Going to be a real good matchup. I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to go with a power play point. They've got one of the best power play people in all of ever, named Nikita Kucherov. They have him at 0.0 or 0.5. I'm taking the over on a power play point. That's plus 125 on that.
All right. Marsh, I don't know. Did I finish second?
No, Carey did.
Carey did. Oh, that's right, because I had the parlay.
How quickly we forget.
Well,
You know?
I knew you were. I knew I was only competing against Jamie. That's why I got confused there. That's why I got confused. Yeah.
Wow.
That hurts.
It does. Nah, it's all good. Give me Steph Curry. Points, rebounds, and assists. 35 and a half. Excuse me.
365. We'll give you that.
35.
We'll give you
And a
over
half.
365.
35
and not a point less.
and a half.
All right. Now, Marsh, is it you or me?
You can go.
Okay. Did we tie? We don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just. Actually, I did beat you.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, go ahead.
I did beat you.
Let's stay fair about
with
this.
my Blues team total.
There you go.
I am going to go with an NBA play tonight. I'm going to go with SGA 42 plus points, rebounds, assists.
Marshy.
Okay.
Carey, I know you like it.
I love it.
You want some more of it?
He's going to score and score some more.
There you go.
That's what he does.
All right. So a little confusion with Drake, who took me today. We won't dive into the confusion. It doesn't matter. Drake and I are a team.
You already picked your pick.
Now, Drake threw out there that he wants UCLA tonight. Since Drake and I are a team, I'm going to honor him with the Bruins. So give us UCLA minus 3.5 against that crap Northwestern team. All right. Hey! If you're in the Snake Pit right now, you can look at the one and only Ashley.
Nice.
Jamie's girlfriend.
What do you say, hon? How's the trip?
It was wonderful. Yes, I'm hungry.
She's hungry, guys.
She's like, how about
She's only
you?
human.
Yeah.
She's like, how about you get off the damn radio? All right. So Ashley's now, she has arrived in L.A. Was that her first time on radio?
No. I think, was that your first time on the radio right there? Oh, dynamite drop-in.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. Nice. All right, we will wrap up the show. We will wrap up the show next with what we learned, 3 stars of the day, some criticisms and compliments. Marsha's got an interesting 3 stars here. I don't know which way he's going to go. Usually it's kind of obvious. I don't know which way he's going to go.
There's one obvious star today. One obvious star.
Okay, all right.
Probably the traffic behind me.
Probably, yeah. That makes sense. We'll wrap it up next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Gary Davis, and if you are having any car issues, any car needs whatsoever, my good friends over at All Things Appearance can help you out. Jeff, their owner, great dude, will be there to service all of your needs, whether it's standard maintenance, detailing, ceramic coating, paint, dent repair, or collision repair. Jeff will work with your insurance and warranty companies to make sure you're getting the best price possible. That number that I'm going to give you, 636-248-5051. You can call that number at any time. That is Jeff's personal cell phone number. You can reach out to him day or night, weekends. He will answer. He will respond directly to you and get you back on the road as soon as possible. Or you can reach him online at allthingsappearance.com, and they will get you taken care of. Jeff's main priority is getting you back on the road. He's not going to overcharge you for something that other places might. And again, it's not about him making money. It's about having happy customers. So reach out to All Things Appearance for all of your auto body needs. They can be reached out. No one will offer more services or does more for their customers than the team at All Things Appearance. Call or text Jeff at any time at 636-248-5051. He's always available, and he will always respond.
miss anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's mobile app. All the podcasts, of course, brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. All right, boys, what did we learn today? Carey, what did you learn today?
Oh, man, I learned that Ivan Herrera has way less than 12 people that he's thrown out in a career.
You believe in him, though. That's the thing that I got today.
I got faith.
You believe in him.
It was 4?
Yeah, 4. Yeah, he threw out 4.
It's not a good number.
It's better than 0.
It is better than 0.
Certainly,
not
Jamie, that's
much
good.
better.
Hell, it's better than 3.
It is, yes. We got to look at it the right way, boys. That's all.
Right. Yep.
You think those 4 people went back to the dugout and just shook their head like, what the hell is wrong with me?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
how many of them tripped?
If I'm looking at it,
like as a teammate, you come back. I'm like, are you serious?
I can't have you on my team.
How slow are you?
What are you
if
doing?
I'm the GM. I'm looking at him like, I can't. No,
can't trust that.
I've got to upgrade. Yeah. All right. Jamie, what did you learn today?
I learned that you can text pretty much anything to anybody, say whatever the heck you want, as long as you finish it off with an LOL.
That way they know you're joking.
At least so they think.
That's what Jamie texted me. Just anything. LOL. Text me something. LOL.
That's all you're just texting him.
Made me laugh. It did make me laugh.
Is that what you guys were laughing at earlier?
Yeah. I wrote fast lane you, Carey. LOL.
I think it's true. I just know it's joking. All right, Marsh, what'd you learn?
I learned that you don't love statistics until it really benefits your opinion.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a pretty deep cut.
Ooh. What did he say? What did I miss?
Wow,
well, I know that Anthony doesn't always love diving into the stats, but when he really feels passionate about a certain topic or a certain conversation, he will go and dive into the stats because I know deep down he likes them.
So are you saying that he doesn't prepare usually? And that only when he wants to prove
No, that's
his
not what
case?
I'm saying.
He's well prepared.
I don't understand
Anthony's
the
more of a
negativity.
gut feel guy. He's a gut feel guy. You know, sometimes you need to bring in the guy that throws 99 plus against the best hitter on the Yankees with the bases loaded. Sometimes you got to go with the gut. Sometimes you go with the statistics.
It's a good call.
Anthony's a gut feel guy.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's a statistics guy. Today he was a statistics guy.
That's well said. Yep.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, Marsh, when I was compiling those stats, which took me forever for like 3 minutes of work, really wasn't worth it. I read all those off, and I'm like, oh, yeah, these are really good. Blues are good. And you guys are like, yeah, pretty good. Like, that wasn't worth it. But anyways, I put together those lists, and I thought to myself, you know who's going to really appreciate this? Marshy. Marsh is going to appreciate
They're going to say BK.
BK probably did too. Yeah, BK probably did too.
No, I do appreciate your statistics.
Yeah.
You did a good job putting those in.
Thanks, guys.
I think I was over there when you were running them off.
Yeah, you were.
Was I over there?
No.
Nah, well, I might have been
that was a 5 o'clock
Yeah.
segment. You were out of that penalty box.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Which leads me to what I learned today. I learned that I can read CD even better than I thought before. We all know we're all brothers here in the fast lane. But when he lost the gauntlet today, sometimes we rib each other a little bit. When I looked at CD, I go, I will not do that today. I knew it really ticked him off that he did not win the gauntlet. And I looked at him, I go, you're ticked off, like legit ticked off. Yeah.
Especially since I changed my answer from 738 to 788.
That's exactly right.
That's what I asked him. Like, which one burns you the most? And you're like, the whole damn thing.
I didn't win the gauntlet today, so now I'm really ticked off.
Yeah. So I felt.
Anyways, so that's what we learned. Marsh?
Yes.
What do we got for criticisms and compliments?
Before we get to that, just a reminder to everyone that Jamie's birthday is the first one this month.
That's right. That was the trivia question today. So
Sweet.
Jamie has the first fast lane birthday in March. His is
Vic
March 16th.
is our winner today.
Congratulations, Vic.
Congrats.
Congrats to the Blues.
Yes. 314. I am disappointed in Jamie.
Thank you.
Of course.
Because the next time the Blues play in D.C. is not next year. It will be in June during the Stanley Cup Final.
Oh, Snapdragon. He got you, Jamie. He did. He got you.
The problem is we won't be playing the Capitals. It'll be the Panthers.
Okay.
That's why I said it that way, guys. Come on.
Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
No, I didn't think about that.
Didn't think of it at all. No chance.
The 314 says, great show today. Everyone have a good night.
Hey, you as well. Thank you, 314. That was very nice.
You will.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Waterboy got married on March 16th. Jamie, to celebrate your birthday, Waterboy got married.
Wow. Congratulations,
Congrats.
Waterboy.
Yeah.
March 16th. Great. Get the wedding, the reception, and then St. Patty's Day the next day. Get sloppy 2 days in a row.
Hey, perfect.
Love it. From 636.
No, he didn't. He really didn't. He didn't care.
He was like, love it.
Cool.
All right.
Fantastic.
Is that a reaction to your statistics?
Moving on. Yeah, exactly. No, you guys appreciate it. I could tell. It just was like,
Appreciated what Jamie had to say. I just didn't know how to transition to this next text message. From the 636. UCLA by a million.
yeah, darn right, Drake.
Drake. All right, let's get to our 3 stars of the day. These are interesting. Our 3rd star of the day goes out to Jeremy Rutherford's willingness to get a tattoo with Jamie Rivers in Los Angeles.
I
definitely is.
Good call on that.
I'm going to hold them to it, boys.
Oh, you have to. What do you think JR is going to get on his lower
I
back?
don't know. Don't I get to pick at that point? I think it should be dealer's choice, right?
You all getting the same tattoo?
No. So I was going to get a special one.
You got the same tattoo. You and Dennis Rodman got the same tattoo. You're not going to get the same one as JR?
Yeah. Okay, we can do that.
There you go.
I'm good with that. Yep.
That's called peer pressure.
Face tattoos.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, face tattoos. Good call. It's a real good call.
Our 2nd star of the day goes out to Anthony's interest in John Cena's heel turn.
Oh, man. There couldn't be more.
Loved it. Loved it.
I just asked. I asked why he was turning.
No one knows.
It's a really good question.
That is.
Well, you guys told me it was The Rock, and then gave me nothing else. Like, well, The Rock made him do it.
The Rock, he kind of did the cut your throat look, and then
throat slash thing.
All of a sudden, Cena put a leg into the giblets of Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
And then he was down.
Right. You rang the bells, Anthony.
Wow. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
And our 1st star of the day, of course, has made a lot of noise. We heard it a lot. But it goes to Jamie's open window.
Good job, Jamie's open window.
Open
Excellent
window.
work.
Carey Davis.
I always love too. Jamie tries to time it up. You can see him on camera. He's like he's gonna jump into double Dutch. He's like, I'm ready, and then he still gets.
I try to go super fast so
I know
that it
you
somewhat
do.
matches.
The bottom line is you got pure effort, dude. Pure effort on that.
you.
All right. That'll do it for us here in the Fast Lane. Jamie is off tomorrow. He will not be with us here in the show, but we'll see him back on Wednesday. We've got instant replay coming up here on 101 ESPN. So, again, we appreciate everybody tuned in throughout the course of the day. More Blues tickets to give away tomorrow, and we'll talk a little more Blues and Cardinals and whatever hits our faces tomorrow. So, we will see you.